Podtacular episode 376, E3 2013 Roundtable, for June 14th, 2013. Hello everyone, welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I'm your host, Duststorm, and we are going to do our E3 coverage for 2013. We've actually had quite a bit of news come out this week, especially regarding some games that we are interested in specifically. We had a show Monday, which we talked about the Halo 5 or Halo Xbox One, or however they're going to call it right now. The new Halo announcement for the next generation of Xbox consoles, and we talked a little bit about Destiny as well. But, of course, there are some other games that got shown at E3 that we are interested in, so we're going to take some time to cover those today as we kind of do our general E3 roundtable discussion. So, of course, with me, again, I have some people to kind of go through some of the stuff that was shown at E3, starting it off with MoltenSlowa.
Improving Podtacular through puns, one at a time.
You and your puns. It will be a very punny night, I have a feeling, with lots of bacon.
Bacon?
I shouldn't have said that word, dang it. Following MoltenSlowa is Kalbelgarion from Griffball Hub.
Yeah, get hammered.
Yay! You know who else used a hammer?
Jesus.
Indeed,
That's
you did.
right. Jesus from where I'm from.
Ah, I see. Next down the line, you just heard him. He is Justin Bryce from Drunken Halo podcast.
Thank you. And my brother was happy, so that you threw the podcast in there. So he's all he's happy. I'm happy. We're all happy. It's E3.
Uh-huh.
Okay. E3 makes me hard.
Oh, well, okay.
Hard to be around, that is.
Oh, I see what you did there. And finally, for our last panelist tonight, unless we get a couple more, which I'm not sure yet at the moment, but we have Rebel Rouser from Ready Up Live.
And I'm not going to fall asleep tonight.
Shh.
That sounds like it sounds like it should be from a trailer of a scary movie.
I'm not going to fall asleep tonight.
The thing is, if you fall asleep during Podtacular, Dusty kills you in your dream.
You're not supposed to tell him that.
Oops.
He didn't kill me Monday night, though. I kind of dozed off.
You snuck it in there. I was unaware, actually. You managed to slip by me once.
What happened again?
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
What about 3 times?
It never gets to 3 times.
3 times, can't get fooled again.
Oh, boy. So, of course, we're going to talk about some of the other games thrown off throughout E3 and from some of the other press conferences. We touched heavily on the Microsoft press conference on Monday, specifically because Halo. I mean, it's Halo. We'll probably talk a little bit about it here through random discussions anyways, and probably Destiny and some of the Sony press conference as well. We didn't dive too much into the Sony one, other than to talk about Destiny and the just backhanded smack that Sony gave to Microsoft. So we'll dive into that a little bit as well. But there's also the EA press conference. There was the Ubisoft press conference. And then there's some Nintendo Direct stuff that went on Tuesday. So we're going to talk about all that here tonight. And I have these fine panelists to help me through because honestly, I didn't look up any Nintendo stuff. I've been busy with other podcasts. I've had 4 podcasts this week. This is my 4th, and I'm doing another one on Sunday.
Go to sleep.
That's 5 podcasts in 1 week.
Go to sleep.
Oh, the one on Sunday isn't mine. It's another podcast that I'm a guest on.
Oh, well, pull a Rebel and sleep through theirs. Don't actually do that. That's a bad idea.
I hate guest hosting on shows. Not really.
What? Why? Because you're not in control of the audio?
To be perfectly honest, that's the boring answer. Yeah. It was a joke mostly, but yeah, that does bug me. Like I still have to record on my end, even though I know I'm not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. All right, so let's jump into the EA press conference, shall we? We got quite a few games coming out of there. Mainly some of the stuff we've already seen, specifically the EA Sports stuff. We saw a lot of that during the Xbox reveal, actually. And they showed off a little bit more of their Ignite engine with what they're doing with Madden, FIFA, NBA, and then UFC. So let's go ahead and just start there since everyone's already familiar with that. Anything new or exciting that you guys saw during the press briefing for EA that kind of stuck out to you? Nothing really stuck out to me, but the presentation with some of the athletes they brought in was actually pretty well done.
I have to admit, I didn't see it. I know. What the engine though that they were talking about at the Xbox One launch and everything, is that something that spans their all of their games, or was
that's
when
Ignite.
they were okay?
Ignite is their main sports games, and then they have Frostbite, which is powering everything else.
I'm going to take a guess and say Ignite is a spin-off of Frostbite, because all those games, or at least FIFA, used to run on Frostbite.
Isn't Frostbite what's in Battlefield?
Yeah,
yes.
it's very modular.
And actually, from what they said during the press conference, it actually is a separate engine. It's developed by a completely different team.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That would make sense. I mean, they've got so many sports titles that are, all fairly big. I would imagine it would make sense for them to have their own engine just for the sports games.
Yeah, I think from what we've seen, just from the separation of the two engines, there are familiar or similar aspects between them, just because of the realism and all the pretty graphics and physics and everything. But in terms of, they may have the same baseline if they've been built off of each other somewhere down their development history. But as far as whether or not they're the same engine, they've been developed by two different teams.
I used to play sports games all the time. I'm not really into them much anymore. So I don't really have much to say.
I used to play sports games back when the 2K franchise still had, legal ability to make sports games before EA bought the rights to all the leagues.
I remember that.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I still play sports games. It's called Griffball.
Oh, yeah, yep. The one true esport.
The only esport that matters.
Yep.
Well, there
I
you go.
play NHL sometimes. I'm a Canadian, so what?
I'm not a big sports person personally.
Were you ever into the video games?
No. Well, I'm not a big sports person in video games is what I meant. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I play basketball and a few other things when I have the time, but when it comes to the actual sports games on the consoles, I just never got into it. I had a couple of friends try convince me to get FIFA and Madden 12, and I played that for maybe a month or so, and it just got frustrating.
Yeah.
So the sports games are not my personal, I don't have any appeal for them. It's interesting to see the technology coming down the pipeline for these, but in terms of appeal to them, I don't really care too much.
Yeah, same here.
It always throws me for a little loop every time I hear the stat that FIFA is the best-selling game in the world.
Yeah, it is in the world, just not in the United States.
Well, FIFA is the number one worldwide sport. It's the most widely played.
Game.
Football, American football. No. Actual football.
Yeah,
Football.
the football
Or
work,
Exactly.
not hand egg.
Hey, you think we could convince the football league to have their football explode?
Yeah, that's what it should be. You kick it into the goal, and the goal explodes. That's what you need. Then
that's actually what happens. That's actually what happens in one of the final stages of the World Cup, I believe.
Oh, really? Is that in the finals? Is the ball explosive?
That's only
The finals are, and I think the semifinals are.
Ah.
So I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure the ball explodes.
No, I like your answer better. I'm just going to take it as headcanon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Very
guys,
interesting.
Battlefront. How about Battlefront?
Oh, we haven't finished the sports part yet.
Oh, sorry. Never mind, sports.
It's like a sport, except instead of scoring goals, you blow things up.
Like the finals in the World Cup.
Exactly.
Yeah, instead of blowing up a goalpost, an AT-AT blows up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm hijacking your podcast. I'll shut up now.
It's quite all right. I'm letting you hijack the podcast. If I didn't want you to hijack the podcast, you would not be hijacking the podcast.
Is that truly hijacking?
Dun dun dun. The world may never know.
I'll find out soon.
All right, so let's kind of roll back a little bit and start at the beginning of the press briefing for EA. We have Plants vs. Zombies: Garden Warfare.
That reveal was so awesome. Just how they did it.
I know, it was like an opening for Battlefield, and they just converted it to Garden Warfare.
They had the music for Battlefield 3 and everything. It was so great.
Yes, it was awesome. It was a good opening for EA.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can we back up even further than that? I want to talk about the lighting. Their lighting design, oh my god. They were so awesome. They had intelligent LEDs with all these different patterns, and they ended up using like all these screens and chases and Alright, continue.
Intelligent LEDs?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to explain that one.
Okay.
Actually, I thought the EA one was kind of on the lower end between all four presentations.
As far as how it looked?
Just the appeal to the with how they had the displays and the lights set up.
You know,
Ubisoft was at the bottom.
Yeah, Ubi's was not fantastic. Sony's also wasn't that good, because when they had all the indie devs up on stage, I didn't see the monitors above had the games. I just saw the monitors above had the logos. So there were people, while they were trying to like showcase, look, we have indie games, and here are some people in front of them playing with controllers that you cannot see through.
Oh god.
I thought Sony's was just a smidge above EA, in my personal opinion. I thought EA was number 3, Sony was number 2, and Microsoft was number 1.
I didn't like the way though that the Microsoft one was laid out like a awards show. Like anytime they would announce somebody, they would announce them, and then they'd walk out like they were gonna, give an award for best, I don't know, whatever.
Best way to shove Kinect down your throat, 2013, and the nominees are Don Mastrick.
Everybody, be truthful here. How many names did you recognize at or they're introducing people at Microsoft besides Bonnie Ross?
Don Matrick.
Well, there were half of the guys from the Xbox reveal, so I recognized all those all those folks. Yusuf.
That guy's such a douche. He looks like such a douche. I recognize the douche.
Oh my god! Wow.
I was answering it honestly.
Fair enough.
Like I said I would.
Let's get back to some EA stuff. So, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. It's basically over-the-shoulder shooter for Plants vs. Zombies.
Should be fun.
It's kind of tower defense-ish. I guess in a way it is.
I played a ton of the original Plants vs. Zombies. It was actually free a couple months ago, and that's when I bought it. They were giving away for free for a couple weeks. So I spent like an entire weekend doing nothing but playing that game.
Got it for free. Did you technically buy it then?
Maybe? yeah. In the App Store on my iPad, they were giving it away for free. So, free download. So I got the book. The only reason I spent the whole weekend playing it, and Goose was getting a little mad at me, and I said, hold on, why don't you try to play this game? And then for the next 7 days, she was playing it.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Bobcat makes crack, just in video game form.
Yep.
You're right.
Hey, if you loved Plants vs. Zombies 1, we're going to change everything about Plants vs. Zombies 1 and give you Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Well, it's an interesting adaptation to taking a 2D game essentially and making it into a 3D environment. I mean, I thought it looked pretty cool. And their opening, of course, was freaking awesome with the whole Battlefield theme going for it. But when they actually showed the gameplay for it, it looked pretty good.
Yeah. It's Ellis in the chat. It's a third-person over-the-shoulder shooter with tower defense elements.
Right. So all the things that you would place down normally, like in the lawns, you actually can go and place those in, and then you are playing as some of those as you're going through and shooting zombies.
Reminds me of Orcs Must Die.
Yeah, kind of. Similar concept.
Somewhat, yeah. I think so.
I thought that's bad. Orcs Must Die was fantastic. So would too.
Well, I haven't played it yet. I actually have it on Steam, but I haven't played the games yet.
Hey, let's play Orcs Must Die co-op after this.
Actually, I was going to go play some Fable 3.
Needs to go marry someone, I'm sure.
Next on the list for the EA presentation was Titanfall. We already kind of got a glimpse of this already during the Microsoft press conference, but they did show off another video on the EA press briefing. I don't think they really dove into it that much, if I remember.
No, and not to hijack, but you missed one of the most important points about Plants vs. Zombies. It's Xbox 360/1 exclusive.
Oh, I missed that part. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, what?
Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is only coming out on the 360 and 1.
It's on PC as well.
Has it? Was that
Yeah.
announced afterwards?
That was announced before.
Yeah, well, it's still Microsoft exclusive. That's what I would call it.
Okay. If only there were
Interesting.
ways to emulate Microsoft on PC.
What do you mean emulate Microsoft?
I mean, like Boot Camp or Wine or some other way,
Well, yes, but it's still running under Microsoft architecture.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
moving
Wait.
through Titanfall pretty much, because that wasn't we got a pretty big showing of it during the Microsoft press briefing. Need for Speed Rivals. So, just the next one in the Need for Speed franchise. I've been a fan of Need for Speed, but I haven't really been playing the more recent titles. I actually have Need for Speed, the recent release, and I actually haven't played it too much.
Most Wanted?
No, it's
That's-
just Need for Speed, the one that came out 2 years ago.
Okay. The Run,
No, it's just
What
called
was
Need
the
for
name?
Speed.
Hot Pursuit. I don't think there was one that was just called Need for Speed.
I thought there was the one that got re-released a couple years ago, or not re-released, but it was basically redone by the new studio. Shoot.
Criterion?
Yeah, it was their first one.
That's Hot Pursuit.
Okay, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I knew it was a plain title. I just didn't, because it didn't have any numbers or special things on it. So yeah, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I got that, and I actually haven't played it too much. So while I'm a fan of the Need for Speed games, I really haven't played them much recently.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's a couple other racing games that got shown off that I think are better than this one.
Forza.
I was going to go with something else.
Oh, don't say the Drive Club game.
No, I was not. No, I was not going to say that. Moving along, then, if no one else has anything to say about Rivals,
They release a new one every year. I'm
They
sure
do.
it will look good because it's Frostbite 3, but it's Need for Speed. You know what you're getting. It's going to be Need for Speed.
It's a
Yeah.
car.
they're all cars.
Everything?
Everything is cars.
Well, can't you run around in Need for Speed the Run out of your car?
I don't know.
For a
Has
twist?
anyone here played Need for Speed the Run?
I guess that's a no. Moving on. Next one that we had from EA was Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, I'm not a Dragon Age person, so if one of you guys have anything to say about it.
I did not expect the Dragon Age Inquisition.
Wow. You really just did that, didn't you?
Yup.
Does anyone else have anything to say about Dragon Age Inquisition?
I am waiting for the next Dragon Age game. I played Dragon Age 1. I absolutely loved it, like a lot of the BioWare RPGs, but I never played Dragon Age 2 because I heard horrible, horrible things about it. So I hope Dragon Age Inquisition is more like the first game and less like the second game.
I mean, the second game's story is supposed to be okay, but gameplay's worse, arguably.
Yeah, I heard that it was very rushed, that
Yeah.
a lot of it, repetitious dungeons and not really greatly put together.
I'm sure the third one will be better. BioWare tends to listen to critiques, I think.
Yeah, given that it's 2 or 3 years after, 3 or 4 years after Dragon Age 2 came out, hopefully they're taking their time and put together a quality product.
I think it was supposed to come out this year. Then they delayed it.
Yeah, it says 2014 now, right?
Yeah. No.
So not this year?
Not this year. Next.
I'm all for them putting it back into the polish and content design oven. Game delays are good as long as they're not indefinite.
Yeah.
What if Halo 5 got delayed a year?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That'd give Microsoft more time to revise their policies.
Now, the thing I'm okay with delayed games is that if you release a crappy game, it's crappy forever. If you delay it and make it better, then eventually you get a good game.
Yeah. 1 year compared to the 100 plus that I hope digital media will be around is like nothing.
Yeah, like who doesn't think that, man, I wish they would have delayed Knights of the Old Republic 2, another 6 month or another year. Like, it's the kind of game that would have really valued from having a little delay.
You can't delay things too much in certain cases. Duke Nukem is a good example of that.
Okay,
oh, this plays like 1999. Oh, this plays like 2001. This plays like 2006.
As long as you're not abandoning it or completely rebuilding it from the ground up every 6 months.
You know what you can delay for 5 years? Mirror's Edge 2.
Oh.
Boom, segue.
Yes, segue. So, another game that got announced was Mirror's Edge.
It looks good. Very, very good.
As long as I don't have to shoot anyone. Ever.
Graphically, it looks amazing, although it's not a game I'm particularly interested in. Sorry.
It's okay, we'll get you an Oculus.
It looks pretty. I'll give it that.
Oh my god, Mirror's Edge 2 with an Oculus Rift. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Oculus Rift and Razer Hydra. Oh my god, yes.
Oh god.
So as far as let's see, some of the other games go, we have we talked about the EA Sports and what they are doing with the Ignite game engine. The last thing that they really covered was, I think what stole the show pretty much was Battlefield 4, which
didn't talk about Battlefront either. Briefly. Need comment.
Okay, we'll do Battlefront, and then we'll do Battlefield 4. So Battlefront, yes. I guess I must have missed it, because when I don't remember seeing it during the presentation. I must have had gone to the bathroom or something. Oops.
Go to the bathroom. It's one of the most exciting parts. Good job.
Here, hold on.
I'm not a big Battlefront person either. I'm picky, all right? I'm picky. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I don't have enough time to play all these games.
It's exactly your fault if you're the one who's picky.
I don't have enough time to play all the games, so I don't get interested in other games.
You could be like me and just buy all of the other games, even if you don't have the time, and then buy them because I'm gonna play this later. Ooh,
there's also being fiscally responsible.
Yeah, that's what Steam sales are for.
Blasted Steam sales!
Next time it goes on sale, I'm gonna buy you Battlefront 2.
It is so fun.
So, is there anything out there other than the trailer for Battlefront?
They've said a few things. It's not going to just be a carbon copy of Battlefield, and yeah, that's pretty much the major thing they've said.
They also said that the EA division that was Danger Close is now EA LA, and they did Medal of Honor, and they were melded into EA LA to work solely on Battlefront. Also,
Curiously,
that they were a ton of veteran Battlefield designers.
Yeah.
So
curious thing though.
Do we know if it's just going to be like just first person shooters or first person shooter rather, or will it have the like you can fly the ships? Well, I mean like do we know if it just has like one style of play built into it because it's the way it's based on the Battlefield engine, or is it okay?
All they've announced is here's the trailer that you missed. You are on Hoth, and it's all CGI, so there's like snow blowing at your face.
Yeah,
and explosion comes from the left. And you look up, and there's an AT-AT about to step on you, and then smash cut to Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
Oh, also there's a snow speeder, or not snow speeder.
Land speeder.
No. With the tow cable in the back.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those things. One of those crashes down next to you. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, we are such terrible nerds.
God, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Well, I haven't really played many Star Wars games, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You're not a
Sorry.
Star Wars fan?
I'm more of a Trekkie.
I like them both.
And on top of that, I'm more of a Stargate person.
It's a snow speeder, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I retract my comment about us being bad nerds.
Technically, it's a T-47 air speeder. Come on, guys.
Well,
How
go
long
ahead
is
and
it?
steal the show, why don't you?
Yeah, what is that in metric?
Can you find out who the manufacturer was?
Probably. That's the sad thing.
I think it's Incom. Would it be Incom?
It's Incom.
Okay.
Oh man. But you see, what's really curious about all of the stuff about Battlefront is that the information they're putting out, there's contradictory things. I've read things saying, "Oh, well, it's actually being made by Dice Stockholm." But I don't know.
I will never play a Swedish Star Wars game. Swedish developed Star Wars game.
Have you played Battlefield?
I have it.
And
I
he
think
stops talking.
I think I might have played a couple times. I just didn't get into it. I regret. That's a purchase I regret to this day.
So what they say is,
I love Battlefield, personally. It is the quintessential first-person shooter.
What, Battlefield 3?
Put that on the box.
Yeah. Yes, quoted from Podtacular.
That's a key part of a quote from EA Games label boss Patrick Suderlund.
So some of the people that they have on these press conferences have the weirdest names ever.
You wouldn't be saying that if you were in Sweden. Mr.
Yeah.
Pettigra.
I didn't say mine was normal. Pettigrew's not normal in my opinion.
The quote that I guess you guys can't read because it posted in the Skype says, but the main game, Battlefront, is being built in Sweden. So is Mirror's Edge, and so is Battlefield 4.
I don't have a problem with that.
Quote.
You want the whole bit?
No. I was just saying the quote you put in there, you're missing the first quote, first part of the quotation.
Oh, I that's because I cut it off. Sorry.
That's why I didn't recognize it as a quote. Like I just glanced at it and I had.
Oh, I'm so picky people.
There's no. Yeah.
We have a podcast of picky eaters.
Hey, well, this is a Halo podcast. I mean, we're picky by design.
That's right.
Just saying. Nothing wrong with being choosy.
You don't give a podcast to just anybody.
Really?
No comment. Moving on.
Wait, I'm right here. Hold on, let me leave first.
Battlefront is, yeah, I did remember vaguely seeing that on Twitter, but I did miss it when I watched the Sony bit. So that is, or not Sony, EA bit. So that is coming for all platforms, pretty much. So Battlefield 4. This is the one I was really, really looking forward to, because the gameplay demo in here was amazing. I really, really enjoyed Battlefield 3, and just watching the demo for Battlefield 4 was awesome. To see that they had capture points on collapsible buildings, and you're actually ascending skyscrapers with elevators, and being able to destroy the terrain in a lot more creative ways was really, really cool to see.
That's one of the games actually I pre-ordered for my Xbox One.
It's funny too that even if you're not interested in buying that game in particular, it's still worth it to watch that demo because it just shows off what these next gen consoles can do.
Yes. I believe I read something that it was running on Xbox One dev hardware.
No, it's running on Windows 7 with GTX 770s.
Oh.
Just like every other press conference.
So there was one thing that had me a little, or it piqued my interest, and I haven't seen this anywhere, and maybe someone can go and verify. But when they had the panning of showing everyone that was playing Battlefield, they had people with 360 controllers and then they had people with mouse and keyboards.
Yeah.
Was that a possible sign that it's cross-platform?
Maybe, but
I mean, I can understand
difficult.
people using 360 controllers on the PC, but they had people with 360 controllers on one side, and then they panned over and had people with mouse and keyboards on the other. So I'm wondering if that was kind of a hint that it may be cross-platform. Because if
it is, then console players are fucked.
Yeah, that's exactly it. There's just so much more precision in mouse and a keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
I
so-
only go so far.
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm going to take the example of Halo 2 Vista. There was the option where you could do mouse and keyboard or the controller in Halo 2 Vista, and there were times when I was beating out people with mouse and keyboard with my controller.
They put in ridiculous auto aim.
They have to.
Just a sec.
I mean, there's probably something out there that says whether or not it is cross-platform, but just seeing that camera pan just piqued my interest a little bit. Ooh, cross-platform? Because, I mean, it is possible.
It is. It's.
I mean, the
I
mouse
don't
and keyboard does have a distinct advantage. But even nonetheless, the gameplay for that was just amazing. The way that they came in on the helicopters, they dropped off, and that commander mode with the
Commander mode
tablet,
should be good.
that was awesome.
Smart glass.
Commander mode is actually an older feature that just wasn't in Battlefield 3. It exists.
I doubt
in
that's
prior
smart
games
glass
so far.
enabled slow. I bet that's a separate app it's running on. I doubt
You
that'd be
never know.
smart glass. Well, if they're doing it I would assume they were doing it for pretty much all platforms. Because you can do commander mode on the Xbox, you can do it, I'm guessing, on your tablet, whether you're doing Xbox or PlayStation.
It could just run through Battle Log app.
It probably does. But yeah, so Battlefield 4 for me took the show for the EA press conference. That was the one thing that was just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
There's no way that helicopter, like either those flares had invincibility or that helicopter had no damage.
It seemed like
Which
the
they
way
had
they
to.
came in seems so scripted too. Everyone's just perfectly coordinated. Yeah, good luck. Not in a
Yeah,
Battlefield game.
Well, one, it
It's all
had to
never.
be. Well, yeah, it's all scripted, and I mean, whenever they do these demos, most of the time they're in God mode.
Right, like Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't really want something like that to be messed up when you're showing off certain gameplay elements, and it has to be scripted in such a way, like everyone probably knew to go to a certain point throughout the entire presentation. And I mean, everyone does it. It's not a bad thing. It's just that's how they have to do it that way in order to show things off,
Yeah, you've
which is
only
perfectly
got
fine.
a minute, 2 minutes to show off everything you want to show. You gotta take certain shortcuts.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were able to take down that building, that entire skyscraper, that was awesome.
You have no idea how excited I am for Bad Company 2 Levels of Destruction to be back in Battlefield. Like, Frostbite is amazing, and they took it out of Battlefield 3. There's very limited destruction, and now it looked to be back in Battlefield 4. With
It could just be certain specific buildings, though. That's the issue. They don't like the Battlefield Bad Company 2 idea because it's not balanceable. Ultimately, was their issue, which is why Battlefield 3 doesn't have it.
Well, I can see that there's certain elements that you can't necessarily completely destroy, but in terms of as much destruction as there was in the demo that they showed, and there's still quite a bit in Battlefield 3 as well. But I think the vastness of the maps that they had, and how many people do you think they had running in that game at once? It looked like it was up
64.
to
64.
64. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a lot of people.
I'm excited
You may
for
be
32
surprised.
32.
But Battlefield 3 maps on the computer are about that size, I believe, generally
Yeah,
speaking.
but I have a
They're
feeling this is...
larger.
Yeah, I know, but I have a feeling that what we saw in the demo today was probably capable of being run on the next gen consoles. That's why.
Oh,
that's why.
no question.
I mean, yeah, I know for the PC you have huge lobbies and huge maps, but to have it now on the consoles, that's what's amazing.
Christ, little things like Microsoft's cloud service will help bring it to consoles. EA doesn't have to run dedicated servers. hypothetically. They can use Microsoft.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
going to be
Makes them more
huge.
likely to do things like that.
That is going to be huge.
It will be, no question.
Yeah.
A game like Battlefield needs dedicated servers. You can't do peer-to-peer. I think almost every game on the Xbox One will not be peer-to-peer. It will be mostly dedicated servers, which is really, really huge.
Well, I think that's for matchmaking. I don't think that's for like custom lobbies.
Yeah,
I don't think custom lobby games are going to have dedicated servers. I think
that
that's
will
just
probably be peer-to-peer, but
right.
matchmaking's probably, I would argue, much bigger.
Exactly.
Do you think they would set up to have two different systems running? One system on the game that sets up a peer-to-peer and one that sets up dedicated servers? Do you think that would be true even for first-party titles like Halo?
I think Halo's got to have a way for customs, and
Well, and you gotta
peer-to-peer, or if they have, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I can see for something like Halo, Microsoft, because it's a first-party title, them going all out and using dedicated servers for both matchmaking and custom games.
We
That
also
would
have to
be
think
nice.
of you have to think of LAN parties too.
This is true.
How often is that a thing still, though? Like, is that still something that they need to be thinking of?
Although
MLG,
We don't even-
AGL, all those competitive tournaments run on LANs. All
That's a good
console
point.
tournaments run on LANs.
Hadn't really thought about tournaments.
we don't even know if the Xbox One is capable of landing with other Xbox Ones at this point, do we?
We really don't.
That would be a huge blow.
Yeah, I wonder if it would have to be like you have to set up a network somehow that's also connected to the internet. That would be a pain.
But you have to just rent a server from Microsoft and then keep
Well, what
that
I've-
connection.
You know somebody at Microsoft and they send you like a special token, special like 72-hour pass.
Like Microsoft is definitely working on a way to give games out that don't need to connect every 24 hours, in part because of the armed forces. How it's going to work, I don't know. It's just something they've said.
They did mention that about, for troops stationed overseas that don't have internet, they don't want to cut them out. So they did mention that there's a way, or they're trying to work on a way to get around it.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. Don't enforce the frickin' every 24-hour check.
I would be okay if it was more like Steam, where it just needs to check in every 3 weeks or something.
Steam doesn't have to check in.
Yeah, there are some games that it's actually really publisher specific. There are people who have been in offline mode for years.
Like, I actually looked that up today, and you do not have... Steam specifically does not have to check in.
Do you have
Really?
to for games that you buy off the shelf? Can you buy Steam games off the shelf, or is it all done? It's all digital, right?
It's all digital.
So you have to connect at some point to.
Yeah,
download.
you can have to connect it to download once, but you don't always have to be on.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is for an Xbox One game though, they're not getting rid of the hard media. They're not getting rid of the discs. So
But the thing
The
is, you
discs
have
are just a medium of transport.
you have to install the games right now. There's
Yeah,
no way
yeah.
to run the games from
Yes.
the disc.
yeah, that's exactly the point. Is that if there was a way to have no check-in at all with the Xbox One, then you can just buy one copy of Halo 5 and share it with 1,000 people. And if they
Well,
never connect, they can all install and throw the disc away and pass it on to the next person.
I bet part of that install process is it's going on and assigning that disk ID number to your gamer tag. I bet there's something
Yes.
in there that
Yeah.
is not going to let you
Yes.
install the game unless
Oh,
you're connected to the internet.
It's completely digital distribution. The discs mean nothing. The discs are transfer.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why there can
Meaningless.
be an offline-only mode for Xbox One, because you have to connect at some point to
Yeah,
verify something.
exactly.
Because
And then, I mean,
I mean, part of me wishes they would just get rid of the discs entirely, have no media distribution whatsoever, and just say, "This is your Steam box."
They can't do that yet,
It
though.
would be
'cause
more accepted if it was that way. People would not be freaking out as much, I'm willing to bet.
They can't
So-
do that. Amazon and GameStop and retailers have such a large control over that market that they have to do it gradually.
Plus, users, there's still not enough fast internet in the world for it to be viable. The average speed in the US is only like 5 megabits per second. That's a
Did you-
long time to download a 10 gig game.
Did you guys see that pastebin that came out today with an engineer?
It actually
from
came out. It came
Microsoft?
out yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
I posted it on
No.
my Facebook and Twitter yesterday.
What was it about? I didn't catch
It's
it.
basically saying how the model that Microsoft is doing is very similar to the Steam model.
It really is.
But they haven't shown any of the benefits of Steam, though.
Well, that's because it hasn't had time to show any. Microsoft hasn't been doing very good PR with it.
One
It's a
thing that makes
messaging
me
problem.
hopeful, because one of the benefits of Steam, of course, is that after a month or so, they can have sales on games.
Right.
On release day, the games are $60.
You know what the biggest part of this is? That they're not doing a good job flaunting this. They should get the information correct and out there. Sharing games with friends.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing too. Is that the idea that you can have 10 friends in your circle that you can share games with? Like I mentioned,
that's big.
Huh?
That's huge.
Yeah, like I mentioned to people and they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
There has to be something that they're planning, like trying to get all of this. There's a very large part of me holding out hope that they're just trying to be like, we're going to get all of this negative press out of the way, and now we're going to dazzle you with all this awesome and stuff. And
I mean, it is 5 months away, so if you're releasing a console, it's probably a good idea to get everything negative out in the first 2 months, and then in the run up to its release 5 months from now, what's coming up between now and then. You have a lot of press events they can still do to emphasize these good points.
Right.
And
so at the first line in the quote that I have from the Pastebin basically is the one that kind of equates it to Steam. It says, the first thing is we suck at telling the story. The whole point of the DRM switch from disk-based to cloud-based is to kill disk swapping, scratch disks, bringing disks to friend's house, trade-ins for crappy value with nothing going back to developers, and high game costs. If you want games cheaper than $5.99, then you have to limit the used games somehow. Steam's model requires a limited used game model. So, the thing is, the DRM is really, really similar to Steam. You can log in anywhere and play your games. Anyone in your house can play them with a family Xbox. The only difference is Steam, you have to sign in before playing, and Xbox does this automatically at night for you once per every 24 hours. And there's a whole nother laundry list of things that they're comparing their current model to Steam. So in reality, the Steam model has actually been very well adopted, and there was actually a little while I read up somewhere else where the Steam model didn't really pick up steam, for lack of a better word, at first, but it's been slowly adopted over time.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to get the Xbox One just because I like this model.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
actually part of this article actually is the thing I was talking about. The DRM around the Xbox One has certainly caused a bit of controversy since its announcement, but if the Pastebin post is to believe, Microsoft actually has gamers' best interests at heart. The post talks about Steam's beginnings and how many didn't actually like the service at first, adding that it wasn't until Steam started offering insane deals on games that consumers adopted to the platform.
Oh my god, Steam was terrible at launch, and now I can't get enough of it.
I know, right? The Steam sales are like just addicting.
No, not the Steam sales, just Steam itself. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you wanted to install Half-Life? Let me stop your download halfway through, because you. But now it's like, oh, you want to install Half-Life? Well, it's done in 2 minutes. Have fun.
And
Go Valve.
Anyone else think it's a very good sign that Microsoft is now giving away free games and digital downloads?
I think it's a fantastic sign.
No.
Yeah. Why no?
Because the games that they are giving away cost all of $7 total. It's cool that it's free, but they're also 5-year-old games.
Yeah,
PlayStation Plus didn't start off in a glorious fashion either.
PlayStation Plus didn't have a free competitor to compete with.
No, you're right. But
and now they're adopting a paid strategy. They're adopting a paid strat. So yeah, this is something of a twist that I don't think a lot of people have really caught on to. Multiplayer is limited now to PlayStation Plus customers. They're doing the same thing as Xbox Live.
Hey, they gotta pay for servers.
They do.
Sony did not announce it straight up, and it was so subtle in that conference that so many people missed it, and that's brutal. But they get a free pass because Sony can't do wrong on the internet right now.
No, not at all. Sony is like the opposite of EA of 2 years ago.
Apparently.
Literally.
On there's a thread on HBO I posted or applied to comparing Microsoft's sharing of content on the Xbox One versus Sony's sharing of content in the PlayStation 4. And if the connectivity thing isn't an issue for you or the people you're sharing with, the Xbox One sharing is worlds better than the PlayStation 4 sharing.
Literally, worlds better because you can share it with anyone.
Yeah, I mean, the PlayStation 4, you take the physical disc, you're not really sharing it, you're actually giving it to someone. And after you give the disc, you can't play it yourself. As opposed to the Xbox One, if they're in your circle of 10 people, you can be playing it on your console while the person you're sharing it with is playing it on their console.
I have to say it's only 21 worlds better. Not infinite, sorry.
Lol.
It's such a forward-thinking console. It shows Microsoft is thinking about the future while Sony's afraid after their PSP Go debacle to an extent. They're afraid of digital download and that the PSP Go flopped so substantially. It was a good product at the wrong time.
We'd really enjoy it if you would buy a PS Vita. We're not sure if we can make rent this month.
It was funny. We were watching House of Cards on Netflix a while ago. And, we live in D.C. and I'm Politico and all that, but we were watching it and Goose asked me, how realistic is this show? And I said, oh, this show is terribly unrealistic. Look, the main character's got a PS Vita.
Oh, man.
I got one for Christmas, and I still don't know what to do with it.
Well, now that you have the PS Vita, hey, guess what? You can use it for Direct Connect for Sony for when you buy your PS4.
Oh, that's nice. I can't wait to use it. But it seems like, I don't know, it seems like nobody ever got ahead by just trying to keep up and just trying to, copy and not being very smart about it.
Yeah.
And that's just what it seems like Sony, to me, that's what it seems like. And I'm just curious, what, for those of you who think they totally bitch slapped or however you put it, Microsoft, how exactly?
I certainly don't think they did. They did nothing exciting in their conference. It was the least content-rich conference, I would argue. Oh, here's the games we showed you before. Again!
For what, Sony?
Yeah. They announced one new game that was exclusive.
Well,
the other ones were multi-plats.
The indies that can self-publish and don't have to get with the publisher is a pretty big deal.
That is a big deal to an extent. But I'm not going to play indie games on my PlayStation 4 when I get one. I'm going to play them on the computer. As are most people, I would argue.
Yeah, that's the power platform, is the computer.
So, Dusty, I think didn't you say that you thought that PlayStation kind of gave Microsoft the slap down or beat down or something?
For that day, they did. And I also said that I agreed with other people, give it some time for the dust to settle. But for Monday,
for the dust storm to settle.
People. Yeah, that's happened quite a few times.
I'm sorry, go on.
But stocks plummeted for Microsoft on Monday.
Oh, actually, just a sec. Someone one of my staff members posted a very interesting article that I never read in full, but here.
Oh.
No, not on Ready Up Live. They posted a financial article explaining some interesting things. Posted in the Skype chat.
Okay.
I'll link it in Twitch.
You want to summarize it for us?
I haven't read the thing in full, so I'll just quote him.
Let me read the first.
Says Microsoft crushed Sony.
Let me read the first paragraph. Sony Entertainment Division is great about creating awesome products, but underperforms at generating profitability. Sony reported $72 billion in revenue for its fiscal year ending in March 2013, but the company's net income of that $72 billion is only $945.7 million. The company currently operates at a 1.53% profit margin.
Oh my god.
Ouch. Still, 1.3% of $72 billion. That's still a ton of money.
Yeah, but not whenever you need a couple billion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. They're talking about, later in the article, they're talking about digital distribution and how much it could actually save gamers. Basically, there's a 22% markup on the cost of games that GameStop and other retailers pocket when they sell a new game. So the idea is that they could reduce the prices by 20% if they went to a digital distribution route.
It's
I have
really
a feeling
interesting.
we'll see the discounts hit for games a lot earlier too.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I've said this over the past couple of weeks, but I want to see that $60 price for every single game go away.
It probably will, to an extent.
You mean go away and have
Xbox
like
One.
tiered pricing, or like you just want a different price?
It should be similar how it is to the PC platform. I mean, all
or hardly
PC
anyone
games.
buys it.
No,
Look
it's
at
on
everyone
sale
that has
after the first
Steam.
week.
But I mean,
Sony's-
Skyrim's not the same cost as Call of Duty is.
Which is fair. Although I
Yeah,
think
but it
the
should be the
Legendary-
same. It should be a similar pricing model for consoles. It shouldn't be one price to rule them all.
And perhaps in the future with the Xbox One, it won't be. I think Sony's prices are going to be very similar to this generation's.
You know what company's actually good about that is Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo has variable prices on their games between their first-party games and third-party games that come out on their consoles, both the Wii and the handhelds. So it's not a universal console thing. I think it's more just a Microsoft and Sony are greedy type thing.
But Nintendo games also never drop in price, ever.
That's true. Maybe that's where they make it up.
How much is a copy of Super Mario 64? Did we look this up last time?
You don't even know.
I don't know.
Probably still.
I don't think we did.
Super Mario 64 DS still goes for like $40 new.
$349 on Amazon.
Wow. I'm glad I
By
own a copy.
Nintendo. Sold by Nintendo.
Whoa.
How does Nintendo still have copies of that?
It's just data. I'm sure they have blank cartridges lying around somewhere.
and they just reprint them.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
All you gotta do is blow it, and it comes back to life.
I have to say, for folks who were saying that, Sony won the day on E3, I mean, it was very difficult not to get that impression just watching Sony's press conference and their bid on stage and the crowd's reaction to that. I mean,
they won the day.
Yes.
They didn't win the war. They won the day.
Yeah,
and they
very-
won it by just being the fan favorite and we won't do DRM and we won't do this and used games. That's what really got people to say they won.
Yeah, there is you can't downplay it. There is a very strong reaction among some people.
Oh, certainly.
It's the letters DRM. They hear that and they think, someone it's pure evil.
There's good DRM and bad DRM.
What was another really popular Nintendo 64 game?
Like, the good DRM is the DRM you never notice.
Exactly.
Super Smash Brothers,
Echo the Dolphin.
Pokemon Stadium.
Ooh. Okay. Pokemon Stadium.
I still have-
$299 sold by Nintendo.
Oh my!
How much is Pokemon Snap? $167.
sold
Well,
by
that's because they're
Nintendo.
like collector's items now. Mario Kart 64.
Hey, Echo the Dolphin is $39.99 and eligible for Prime.
Nice.
In case you were curious.
You know, the funny thing is, I can easily go find a ROM in 5 seconds and play it on my computer. Just saying.
So, Pokemon Stadium is $300 new. And,
Jeez.
$10 used. So clearly, used games is robbing Nintendo of $280 of profit and should be killed off.
Clearly, it isn't GameStop selling the game used. We all know it'd be 300. And how much was it originally?
Originally?
You know, how much is it on Amazon right now?
On Amazon. Wow. Hold on a second.
Which game were we talking about?
Pokemon Stadium.
Oh.
The highest price on Amazon for Pokemon Stadium is $594.50.
Jeez.
So clearly, it's not GameStop selling the used copies because it would be $590 flat.
With a 30-second return policy.
30 seconds. Blowing the cartridge, test it. Nope, doesn't work. Oh, wait,
you have
30
your
seconds.
power-up rewards card.
Yeah,
You
and
get the manual with that, too.
then it's 30 seconds after you receive it. Not 30 seconds after you hit add to cart.
Don't forget the magazine.
I wonder if they exclude the game from the power-ups reward. That's $50 savings there, isn't it? Woo!
Wow. But yeah, the whole DRM debate right now is just blown both of the consoles out of proportion, and it's just waiting for everything to settle down, everything to be justified, and
Wait, the internet is blowing things out of proportion?
Oh, it's the internet, of course. It's been blown out of proportion.
And the other things that amuse me is the ones that say Sony is number one most sold thing on Amazon. Oh, yeah, Microsoft's consoles had sold out at the time of writing your article. Good information. I mean,
well, Sony
it's all about
is more.
application.
Sony has more of a worldwide application, just because of the audience that it attracts and the games that are on there. The
Xbox
and just
is
the
companies as a whole, right? Like taking a step back from the gaming side. I mean, Sony is just more of a internationally present company than Microsoft is.
They're making more consoles. There's no question. I work for EB Games. We were originally allocated in Canada. We were originally allocated 4 consoles, and I think they doubled that for the Xbox One. Whereas for PlayStation 4, we have no allocation. The Xbox Ones are exceptionally limited.
Wow. I don't. As long as the Xbox One is supported by developers, I don't really care how well the PlayStation 4 sells, and vice versa. I mean, I know if I buy an Xbox One, I'm going to enjoy the games I buy for it. And if somebody else buys PlayStation 4 and enjoys that just as much, then hats off to them. I'm happy for them.
That is my worst fear. I buy the Xbox One, and for whatever reason, it ends up with no developer support. I don't think that's going to happen, though, because I think the thing is still going to sell like hotcakes in America.
It's a generation of gamers who are still wake up in cold sweats thinking about the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's my fear. The Xbox turns out to be a Dreamcast.
What about Rod the Robot?
Microsoft has money. Sega doesn't. So
yeah, that's a big difference.
So I think Microsoft can at least buy games if they have to.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. I mean, look at everything with the Xbox One. You know, all these, Kingdom Hearts is coming to the Xbox One, for crying out loud.
Exactly.
I mean, Microsoft has deep pockets.
They invested $1 billion into games. Just what? They announced that a month ago?
Yeah, it's like because they could.
Yeah. $1 billion into games.
Sony barely even has that much to spend on everything.
Sony didn't have. The only reason Sony had a positive profit this quarter was because they sold their headquarters, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what was happening during the Xbox One media reveal, that they were selling off parts of their headquarters to turn a profit. That's why their stock was going up, not because of Microsoft. I mean, it had an effect, but it's not. Oh man, Microsoft's Xbox reveal is driving Sony profits up. No, they were selling stuff off.
The gamers exaggerate, and they like to hold on to, I would say, half truths, but that's the complete fake truth. Like, yeah.
I wonder if gamers have met the internet yet.
Apparently not.
I want you to get on that.
Okay. Sega's dead in terms of consoles. They still make games and publish games. Company of Heroes comes out next week.
Is Sega still abusing DMCA on YouTube? Or did they stop that?
I think they stopped and apologized.
What were they doing?
They were abusing DMCA takedowns to on YouTubers' videos and just
Yikes.
Completely taking down their whole videos and monetization and getting strikes against their channel.
Huh.
They reversed that, I'm pretty sure.
To the internet.
To the internets.
Well, I think clearly it really is going to all come down to just the experience with that you have with either console.
Well, and for me right now, it's another thing is all my friends right now are on Xbox Live. I mean, everyone I play with is on the Xbox Live network.
Exactly.
And I mean, how many of those?
Even though the PlayStation 3 is technically more powerful and everything, like it seems to be kind of lining up for this next generation too. The reason Xbox wins is because of their Xbox Live service, the whole social side of gaming, and then just also the experience of using and owning an Xbox versus like, something like the PlayStation, just on a day-to-day type of thing.
Well, and they've developed their services so well to just
true
to satisfy everyone in the living room. And I mean, they've said it over and over again. When everyone is on Xbox, there's a good chunk of people playing Netflix.
Oh yeah, and when they announced the Xbox One and there were basically no games at that conference, I was kind of sold because I use the multimedia features. I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
But the
so
thing
you're
is,
the one.
The thing is, I understand.
I own games too.
The thing is, I understand there are some people that only use the console for gaming. Like, there's.
I do. I have an Apple TV that I watch all my Netflix and Hulu and BS like that.
Yeah, there's some people that just use the Xbox for gaming purposes, and I don't see. I see a good argument for having an Xbox console that is maybe instead of just having the two OSs, is just the one OS for the gaming stuff.
They would never, ever, ever do that, though.
No, they wouldn't.
Never.
I mean, if the Microsoft console can both do gaming well and do multimedia features better than anything on the market, does that make it a very... Like, I think it's looking like it's going to do multimedia better than anything on the market so far.
Well, it depends on what you're in. Depends on what you're into.
The other OSs too, because like the Twitch thing, like if you're streaming to Twitch, that probably uses one of their multimedia OSs to handle that, while the gaming is being on the gaming OS. It's inseparable.
Right.
I don't know. I just think that they can have they can throw out all the specs they want to, either side, but it's going. What everything is going to be decided on is obviously the things that we can't the things that we can't speak to yet.
Well, that's why the Xbox One this generation, in America at least.
It's going to be a continuing battle until like a month or maybe a little bit less than that to the console's releases.
Well, I don't know. I think like Sony's going to like have to step up to their PlayStation Network. What is it? Premium, whatever. Like
PlayStation
they're gonna have
Plus.
Yes, thank you. They're gonna have to step that up, like in an inhuman amount, like between now and the time it comes out. Because if they still can't match the experience of Xbox Live on the 360, how can they possibly hope to overtake this new console generation?
They're doing a pretty good job with what they've announced: cross-game party chat, backwards compatibility through streaming Genkai, still more free games that are AAA titles, streaming services that don't cost money, that don't double charge you.
What do you mean?
You don't need to have PlayStation Plus to use Netflix on your PS4, whereas Xbox Live, you need it for Xbox, along with your Netflix subscription.
But honestly, $60 a year isn't that much. It's $5 a month.
And like with the Xbox One especially, if you're getting the console and you're not getting Xbox Live, why are you getting the Xbox?
Exactly. But also, it's, from everything that you're saying, though, I think for the most part, that's all stuff that we have already.
Yeah. Cross-game chat?
So, well, yeah, exactly. I don't know about the watching Netflix for free, but, everything streams Netflix nowadays. Your toaster streams Netflix. Like, I think that they are going to have to, like, something that nobody sees coming, I think, is going to be what Sony's going to have to do to actually put them on the same level, like at the starting line. If they want to be even at the starting line, Sony's going to have to pull something so far out of their it's not even funny. And because once that race starts, if they don't have something that can compete with the Xbox Live service on the Xbox One, then there's Sony's starting the race like 20 feet back. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. No, it makes sense to me. And I also want to comment on the streaming part. They haven't even clarified anything on it. I don't think it's going to be free. It's not a chance. So
Do you streaming for Sony?
no gaming streaming using Genkai or whatever. I forget what they.
What do you? Yeah, what is that? I've never.
Basically, you'll be able to play PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games. You know what OnLive is, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. They'll stream the game to your console, and that has never worked well. It's laggy as can be, I find. It
was tried by multiple people. Yeah,
I still don't see how OnLive even works well as it does.
You need a really, 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 really fast internet connection for it to be decent.
And who has that? Not many people.
No.
Well, odds are if you do have that fast internet connection, you probably are a big enough geek to know, how to get it using other means, I would imagine.
And I mean, I think naturally, even with the fastest connections, it ends up being like 20 milliseconds of lag, which is kind of substantial.
Which is significant.
When you
which
add
is very
it to everything else.
Yeah.
Because you've got your 20 milliseconds from the internet, you've got your TV lag, imagine playing matchmaking on it. So then you've got your matchmaking lag plus 20 milliseconds from, oh god, all I can think of is the lag.
I mean, I can tell if I have a 1 frame lag on when I'm playing Halo.
Yeah, and that's exactly what like. They can make a masterful product that magically streams better than anything on the market, and it still won't be amazing just because of the physical limitations of what most people have.
Well, and who's asking for that too? Sorry, being a Starburst.
It's
for
their way.
compatibility. I'm asking for it.
No. Way of
to be able to go all the way back to PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 games.
Well, someone made a point somewhere. I don't remember where this was, but this last generation was the first generation that had backwards compatibility.
I don't know. I have my PlayStation 3 can't play anything but PlayStation 3 games.
Originally, when the original PlayStation 3 models came out.
No,
look at Atari's, look at Nintendo's. They didn't really have backwards compatibility until the Wii.
Didn't the 7600 play 2600 games?
Maybe. I never had Atari.
I far predates me. I just believe that's what it was.
But I mean, people aren't going to get rid of their consoles.
No.
Yeah, backwards compatibility strikes me as something that people care about a lot before the console is released. But once the console is out, they're playing new games instead.
It puzzles
they just want to know that it can do it, right? Like they'll never, hardly any of them will actually use it. But like, if you tell them that it doesn't have it, then they're all butthurt about it.
No, I used it the exact same way when the 360 was coming out. I wanted to know if it could play Xbox games, and when it did come out, I played Halo 2 on it for about a month, and that was the only time I've ever played anything backwards compatible on the 360.
Now we can be fair and say that backwards compatibility / Halo 2 was a huge boon for the Xbox 360 original sales. I would probably argue it was still the most played game on Xbox Live for a good year, I believe, or something.
Yeah, but look how long this console generation's been out.
Yeah, this has been double every other generation for consoles.
Yeah.
So if it's going to double or be equal, backwards compatibility is kind of a big deal.
Yeah. But Sony, again, doesn't have true backwards compatibility. Streaming is not backwards compatibility in my mind. It's a way to offer... I'm going to end up having to pay for the game again if I want it.
Right.
So that's not appropriate in my mind. If you want to vouch for backwards compatibility, I better be able to play what I already own.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
I can respect that argument.
Yep. All right. Let's move on to the Ubisoft press conference. There's a couple games in here that I'm really interested in. Most of the other stuff I'm not too interested, but what were you gonna say, Rebel?
I didn't actually catch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't catch any of these either.
Well,
the actual developer specific ones.
We'll glance over it. There's a couple in here that were definitely of interest to me. I guess I'll knock some of the ones out of the way that may be a little bit less of interest. They first showed off Rocksmith 2014.
Really? They're doing more.
Yeah, they brought who was it? They brought Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains on stage.
Wow.
To play. He opened the show and then he used voice commands to change the instruments on Rocksmith for a different accompaniment.
If Jerry Cantrell's is like the biggest guitar name you can get, doesn't sound too good. I'm worried about those guys.
Lighting was good for the rock part.
Do what?
The lighting was great for the rock part.
I feel like the lighting must just give you pleasure.
All right.
Which you mention every conference.
You should see, like, when I go to concerts, I'm just looking up at the lighting instead of what's on stage.
He pays to go to the concerts to look at the lights.
Well, it's the technology stuff that's interesting. And for me, I used to do like lighting and sound for church back in the day. So it's like all that stuff is
lasers and stuff.
Laser beams.
The church with laser beams.
No, they didn't have
Let
lasers.
Let us pray.
No.
Strobe lights. And the guy who prays comes out of the floor.
Oh, I have a story about lighting in PAX East that once we're not being live streamed, I have to tell it to you guys.
Okay.
We're not being live streamed right now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
See the Twitch.
I have someone else.
People in the chat box, can you hear us? No? There you go.
All right, so...
Nah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Rocksmith 2014. It's another rhythm game. I'm personally sticking with Rock Band for now. Since that's the one on Xbox. Just Dance 14.
Woo.
Ooh, another dance game.
I have a feeling they're going to be doing Just Dance every year now. So,
what is new with the 14th installment?
New songs, probably. That's...
Oh, no, you can play with 6 people.
Oh, sweet.
Using the Xbox Connect 2.0?
Yes. I don't know. They didn't actually show that off.
How many people does the Xbox Connect 2.0 actually pick up at once? Huh.
I think it's 6 now. I think it's 6.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, but what gamer is going to have 6 people in real life with them in the same room?
Oh.
My birthday party.
Oh, there you go.
Right, Cal?
Birthday hats.
Yeah, sure. 6 people.
You remember how many people were there? You were at my birthday party.
Yeah. Yes.
With the stuffed animals. Okay, sorry, continue.
Do they have to be real people, or can they be imaginary?
That'd be interesting. Virtual reality. Let's see. For the there is Rain Man Legend.
I like Rayman games. They're good platformers. Probably, arguably, the best non-Mario platformer. That's
okay.
about what as far as I can say. They're good. They're fun.
I mean, most of these games don't hold any particular interest in me, except for a few. So I'm just kind of throwing them out there for you guys.
Yeah, Rayman Legends is, the constantly delayed game. Now it's coming out in September, but
well, for now.
huge mistake not launching it on the Wii U 4 months ago.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
It was a huge blow to the Wii U, as we all know. The system with no new games. Well, it was one of the big titles that was supposed to be releasing. And then, we're going to delay it so we can release it at the same time as the Xbox and PlayStation version, which we just decided to do. And the biggest problem with the Wii U is that they don't have enough games. So...
Well, apparently, I just read over a quick synopsis, and it seems like they kind of addressed that a little bit, too.
They definitely did.
But I'll be relying on you guys. Well, true. I'll be relying on you guys for the Nintendo stuff, too, since I didn't watch it. But, let's see. Moving on with the Ubisoft stuff. Splinter Cell Blacklist.
I'll probably buy it. I like Splinter Cell.
So, I have Splinter Cell Conviction on me. I haven't really played it yet, though.
Like in your pocket right now?
No, it's not on my physical self. It's sitting in my CD binder 6 feet away from me.
I actually quite enjoy the multiplayer co-op in that game. Very fun.
Wait, there's multiplayer in that game?
Yeah, there's co-op. There's a co-op mode that 5 levels.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
I'm not hating. Carry on.
Don't hate.
What's the most recent Splinter Cell?
Conviction.
Okay.
Until Blacklist comes out of play.
Until Blacklist. Yeah.
No, the first Splinter Cell was the one and only game I have ever cursed at while playing.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. It was like, I think it was the CIA level in the first game where you weren't allowed to use your gun. And so it was like 40 minutes, crawling through the CIA trying not to get noticed. And then I turned a corner and there was a guy right there and he started shouting and shooting at me.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Let's see. Going on the Tom Clancy theme still, there's Tom Clancy's The Division.
That looks cool.
I've heard a lot about it and that it sounds good. I can't say I know much.
It's not a Math Blaster sequel, is it?
Well, now we're up on 4th echelon.
Would you buy one if it was?
Let's say yes.
Then yes, it's totally a Math Blaster sequel. Singquel. You have to sing to it while you're dividing.
It's a sequel.
It's just a sequel.
I think that's the new Rock Band game. It's a sequel.
Yeah. Harmonix, please call me.
Disney Fantasia. That's their next game, guys.
John Drake, if you're listening, give me a call.
You want to give your number out?
Oh, he knows.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask.
No, don't ask.
There is South Park, Stick of Truth.
That is a buy for me.
See, I'm not a South Park fan.
Nagasaki!
So...
I think it should be great.
that was kind of funny. I'm going to teach you the Nagasaki. They're going to make people go do this.
Why don't you like South Park?
The humor for me just doesn't do it for me.
But you like Family Guy?
I like Family Guy, yes.
It's too bad. Sorry.
Well, that's how you feel about it.
Yeah. South Park is better than Family Guy in terms of witty jokes, I'd argue.
It's more pop culture relevant to make it churn out episodes faster.
How do they ever?
I think South Park is the only one, quote unquote adult cartoon or however you want to put it, that has consistently been funny and hasn't gone off. Like the Simpsons used to be hilarious, but not anymore. I've never been a big Family Guy fan, but it seems like their earlier episodes were way funnier than their newer ones. But to me, the South Park ones, you could watch an episode from season 1 all the way up to the most recent one.
As long as you know what was going on, at least.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
If you can't understand the pop culture reference, then it's not going to be as funny to you.
I don't. I'm not a pop culture person, so I don't.
I'm not either. I'm not.
I don't know. If it's on, I'll watch it, but Family Guy is a lot more entertaining for me.
Family Guy's got a lot of pop culture references in it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Except they're 80s pop culture references.
So they make sense to, everyone. Everyone on this podcast, at least. I hope.
I was born in 89.
84. I was born in 84.
The best things to come out of the 80s
I was born.
were all in this podcast.
Yep.
That's what I've been saying this entire time.
All right. This one was interesting. I'm still not sure what to think of this. The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot.
What?
Yeah, that was...
I love your reaction. What?
That was really weird.
It's like a tower defense kind of thing.
How could they possibly have a sequel to that?
Do they need to have a sequel for it?
Quest for mighty loot that glows?
So basically what you have to do in here is you're building up defenses to guard your treasure, but at the same time you go raid other people's configurations for treasure. So it's like this constant battle tower defense kind of thing back and forth.
I mean, it was kind of funny, the trailer.
It was the gameplay stuff. It looks interesting. I don't think it would be something I would buy.
Would you steal it?
No.
I wouldn't either.
Is this a console game or is it like a iPad?
It's a
game?
console game, I think.
Okay.
It works across mobile platforms as well.
See,
does that mean?
when being described, it sounded way more like a mobile game to me.
Yeah, it is a mobile game. Maybe this was one of the ones that they said it was mobile specific. I can't remember. But I think there was a possibility of it being on console. I honestly don't remember. I watched the press conference once, so...
I didn't watch it at all. I can't help you.
I mean, we're a Halo podcast, so the ones that were really interesting to me were Destiny, Microsoft, and all the ones that we talked about on Monday with Halo. So
Yep.
This one's just kind of running through the extra stuff that we may or may not care about.
Let's
let's
go
see.
through the rest and
Looks
say we
good.
haven't seen any of them.
So the rest of them I am somewhat interested or very interested in. So first one is Assassin's Creed 4 or Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Wait, which one is it? Assassin's Creed 4 or Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
It's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
What?
Colon?
Why?
What time period does this one take place in?
1800s, and you're a pirate.
Pirate, yar.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of something that's on fire.
I think, 40% of the game takes
Why
place
is the
on
rum
ships.
gone?
Why is the rum burning?
See, the funny thing is about that game is you play as a pirate in the game, so that means the DRM for the Xbox One is turned off.
Nice.
Yeah, about that.
That was good. You are a pirate.
So would you call it DRM?
I had a good joke. I told him that Hubcast this week. The people are getting all up in arms about the connectivity in the Xbox One and all that, and having to check in. But if 343 Industries is any indication, then they're never going to nerf the DRM.
Oh my gosh. DRM, DMR. Oh, I see what you did there. Very nice. Okay, what did you just link in the Skype chat?
Nothing.
Oh boy.
Please, I really hope that's what I think it is without clicking it.
Click it. Click it and see.
Oh, yep. I know what this is. Yep. All right. So, Assassin's Creed 4, what do you guys...
Yep.
I mean, I actually haven't played through Assassin's Creed 3, even though I bought it the week it came out. So, I'm not sure exactly how the naval warfare is, but for those of you who have, how does it feel?
How's the naval feel?
Yeah. Yes, how's the naval feel? No, the naval warfare.
That's what you call it.
Yes. So for
I
those
don't
of
play
you,
Assassin's Creed. I played the first one, didn't really enjoy it. So
You know
I know
Yeah,
the second
I've
one's
started-
supposed to be better, but
I
Ditto
started with the
for me.
second one. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying ditto for me. Tried the first one. My brother got it for me for Christmas. And I felt horrible for not liking it, but that doesn't change the fact that I didn't like it.
exactly. It's supposed to be so amazing, but I just did not enjoy the first one. I don't want to play the second one because it's free next month, though, on Xbox Live, so I might download it.
So I started on the
Shocked.
second one and went through Revelations, and then I got the first one off Xbox Live for $8. I can understand why people were very frustrated with it because it's frustrating for me too. So
The first
Assassin's
one
Creed,
just- oh,
Assassin's Creed 2 is definitely a huge improvement over Assassin's Creed 1.
Well,
I can
don't
vouch
think
from that.
anything would have to be.
since it's free next
Ooh.
month, everyone should go download it. Free is free.
Yes, but then you have to follow that up with Brotherhood and Revelations.
Maybe
That's not
they'll
in
be
the
free too
Xbox
at some
Live
point.
agreement.
Oh, and
Although
So,
I'm
so for
excited
those,
for getting another copy of Halo 3.
yeah,
I
everyone.
already have
download these.
a disc version and a downloaded version.
You're gonna get another downloaded version. You
Can I
can
get a-
stick it on a flash drive. and
Can
take
you
it
just
with
give me? Can you just give me $8 worth of Microsoft
Nope.
points,
you. Nope.
please? Pretty please.
Yep. How
Please?
about this? On your birthday, we'll send you a quarter.
You should get a job at Best Buy or EB Games or something, because then you can sign up for Expert Zone and get 4,000 points for $10.
What? How does that make you an expert?
Wait, what?
Expert Zone is Microsoft's retail training website. You do just like a few quizzes. You get points that you can put towards things, and then as long as you're verified by posting your pay stub to Microsoft, you can spend those points plus $10 and get Microsoft points for $10.
What?
Wow.
It's limited. You get 2 cards of 4,000 and 1,600, I'd assume, in the States. In Canada, it's 2,800 and 1,400 cards.
Y'all have different. Y'all's Microsoft points are worth.
Well, yeah, because the exchange rate. The exchange rate.
Wait, does Canada have that?
No. No. We have a very high tax rate. I pay 13% on every purchase I make, but
No, we just call it something different.
Oh, so that's the only downside to living in Canada. You guys have free healthcare and the happiest place ever.
It's HST, Harmonized Sales Tax, which is composed of goods and service sales tax and provincial sales tax. But this isn't the podcast about Canadian taxes, so maybe we should focus on games again.
Maybe it should be the podcast on Canadian taxes.
Would you
I'm sure there's probably a financial one already out there that covers it.
Or make us go to Bloomberg or something.
I'm surprised you wouldn't already know about it, Cal.
I do listen to some podcasts that do talk about financial things, but yeah, not this.
All right.
Spin-off. Hello.
So yes, Pirates for Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah.
Moving. I guess if no one has anything to say about that, Trials Fusion and Trials Frontier.
I like Trials.
I like Trials too.
More Trials is never a bad thing, and
Trials
it being on
pisses
mobile.
me off, but I love Trials.
I might break my phone.
Oh God, maybe I shouldn't get it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit late now.
Well, you can get Fusion. You can get Fusion. Just make sure you don't get Frontier.
Okay.
Because Frontier is the mobile one.
All right. If I get Frontier, I might throw my phone through a wall.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll throw it through a wall at PAX.
Okay, you'll get 25 cents.
All right.
We'll film it.
You can have Dusty's Halo 3 download.
There you go.
I will offer that up to you.
We've got a mod at Griffball Hub, a guy named Forsaken Mango, and he is a absolute nut about Trials Evolution. They did a tournament at a PAX. I think it was at the last PAX, and he ended up winning the tournament from everybody at PAX.
For what, East?
Wow.
No, it was PAX Prime. I think it was PAX Prime last year. And there's going to be another Trials tournament at RTX that he's going to be entering to sort of defend his title.
Oh,
interesting.
Man.
You have a belt?
I love the game. I suck at it.
I've never even heard of it.
So I've played Trials HD, but I don't have Evolutions.
Evolutions demo. Try it. You're going to rage quit or you're going to love it.
Or both at the same time.
Yeah.
See, you laugh, but...
If you watch...
I do laugh. That's funny.
If you watch the Trials Pig or the Trials Files on Rooster Teeth, it gives you a pretty good idea.
Okay, I'll check that out.
It makes me wonder what they're going to do because it's amazing what kind of stuff that they show off on the Trials Files stuff. Like, I think this week it was playing mini golf in Trials.
Huh. That doesn't make me want to try it out. Mini golf?
It's a motorcycle game, but the map editor is so versatile that people have taken it for everything like twin-stick shooters and mini golf and crazy other stuff.
Okay, that does actually sound more interesting than just straight mini golf.
So yeah, plug for Rooster Teeth. Check out their Trials Files series.
Hi, Rooster Teeth.
It makes me wonder what additional capabilities are going to be in Trials Fusion that they can take advantage of.
Project Spark will be the map editor.
Lots to talk about that one. Let's see. So, next on the list is The Crew. This one looks interesting. I like the different combination of basically you're driving across America in any terrain possible, and you're taking part in these different events, and you can basically join someone in an event. What do you guys think of this game?
It's
It'll
a
be
car!
Really? No one has anything to say about it?
I like the information that came out after the Ubisoft presser, with that it takes an hour and a half drive time in real time to go from Los Angeles to Miami. Just on a straight freeway
Wow.
with no loading time. So it's all it's loading in the background and it's open world.
It's just amazing that we've gotten to the point now where we can have maps that are basically dynamically loading that big without any kind of lag for load time.
At 60 frames per second.
I mean, this is a huge jump in terms of console technology. And this is one of those games, and the fact that you can join up with someone just going from your free roam mode straight into a challenge with someone else. And they showed off basically them inviting people to their game without having to start a party or anything. That was cool. And
I'm really waiting for a game like Fallout 4 or Elder Scrolls 6, where you have that kind of giant open world RPG type thing and there's no loading time.
Have I got a game
it's kind of what they're doing with Destiny, I think, too, probably.
And it's called Destiny.
Yeah.
The fact that you can basically join without having to do too much extra stuff. I mean, when they showed their gameplay demo, they had parties joining in for this one major quest at the drop of a hat. There wasn't any big party that they had to start. It's just people were dropping in.
Also, The Division. Because at the end, that was another fighter team that they were fighting against. Not just AI.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it would zoom out, and you could see all these red dots on the map.
Huh. Okay. Cool. The crew, though, was definitely one of interest. It seems like it takes a lot of different elements from a lot of different racing games and kind of pulls them together. Like, it has the Hot Pursuit Need for Speed stuff. It has the kind of Crash Derby that is Burnout. It's not like high... It has some of the high performance elements, like from Forza, and then whatever Sony's platform racer is. I forget what it's called.
Gran
Turismo. Gran Turismo. So it has some of those elements. I think those still kind of stand out as like the high performance racers, but the crew seems like it's basically taking elements from a lot of different racing style games and bringing it all together. And then just having the whole open world aspect to it is really, really interesting.
Could be very good, but it's also Ubisoft, and every racing game they have released before has not been exceptionally good. So I'm not going to hold my breath.
Is Ubisoft the developer or publisher?
Publisher.
But it's just still consistently not
publisher
good racing games.
and developer, I guess. Because Ubisoft develops Assassin's Creed. So I guess they're kind of dual-hatted. Who was the publisher for Blur?
That's Criterion, isn't it?
No, Blur was either Disney or Activision.
It was not Disney, so it was Activision.
Yeah, Disney was split second. Yeah, no, that's it.
So,
Yep,
I
Activision.
personally loved Blur, but not many people bought it.
Blur was Bizarre Creations, which did Project Gotham Racing.
Yeah.
There was no reason why it shouldn't have been a good game, and it was a good game. People just didn't buy it. I didn't even buy it. I only played it at a friend's house.
It's a lot of fun. It's basically Need for Speed and Mario Kart on crack.
I've been saying forever that's what I want.
We'll play Blur.
Okay. I love
Go get
Mario
Blur.
Kart.
Go get Blur. I'll play it with you.
Okay.
That's the Dust Storm promise.
The dust seal of approval.
Cha-ching!
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so the last game from Ubisoft, of course, this one's been hyped up for over a year now, and it's one I'm still looking forward to, but it's Watch
Michael
Dogs.
too.
Watch Dogs.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that's cool too.
And especially for me, since I work in the IT security field, this one is of particular interest to me.
You should see if you can get yourself hired at Ubisoft for realism.
I don't work in that kind of department.
Oh, well.
It's just, this is one of those games where I feel it's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah, I think from what they've been showing, it looks like it's not going to let down when it releases in 5 months.
Unlike Brink.
We don't talk about it.
Brink was, oh my gosh, it was hyped so much. I was hyped for it, and then it just flopped.
Because it was poorly done.
Yeah.
You can't polish a turd, or something like that.
Yeah, actually, you can.
You can polish a turd. It's still a turd.
It's still a turd, but you can polish a turd.
Yeah.
Turd by any other name.
What's soft? Yonder turd.
Oh boy. So, Watch Dogs is definitely for me on the top of the list in terms of games that I would be getting.
Okay, never mind. I found it. Cool.
All right, good talk.
Yep.
Along with Watch Dogs, Battlefield 4 would be one. On the fence would be The Crew, Garden Warfare. Oh, sorry. Of course, Destiny would be a definite too.
All right. Out of the games that are releasing this year, which one would you pick?
I honestly don't know which ones are actually coming out this year.
Anything that's
Watch
a
Dogs,
watch title.
Assassin's Creed, Rise, Forza.
Wait, when does Watch Dogs come out?
So.
I think it's next year.
Did they delay it again? It was supposed to come out 2013, not too long.
Well, if it's this year, then I'm definitely buying. I'm definitely buying it in either way. I should probably go ahead and pre-order it.
Watch Dogs.
2013. I have.
Oh.
November 19th, North America. Australia, 21st. European, 22nd.
Okay, so yeah, Watch Dogs is definitely up there.
No PC version, though. Damn.
It's
Really?
probably going to be a
I think
launch.
it'd be perfect for a PC platform.
Yeah, me too.
Ubisoft isn't a big PC developer.
You know what? Ubisoft, if you're listening, I will install Uplay just for Watch Dogs. Like, I bought Driver San Francisco and was looking forward to playing it for like $7 and installed it and saw it required Uplay and immediately deleted it from my computer. So, you put
Yeah.
Watch Dogs on PC, I'll install your DRM software.
Yeah, I'm hesitant about Origin and Uplay and all that
Origin
kind of
is
stuff.
actually,
Oh, it
in
is PC.
certain ways,
Well-
really well done.
I guess I'm installing Uplay because Watch Dogs is on PC.
You heard it here first.
Ooh.
Ah, that means I have to re-download Driver.
Wouldn't you rather get it for the Xbox One? No.
Nope. My 560 Ti says otherwise.
Yeah, well, that depends on if they actually give more graphical improvements than there are.
On the PC version versus the Xbox?
At that point, though, are you really looking for a graphics powerhouse over just a shared experience with people online? Because there are
It's
those
a single
online.
player game though, isn't it?
No,
What? I thought it was only single player.
you can have other people interacting with your game.
Oh, well.
Plus, if you are getting it on a next-gen console, it's going to look very, very similar to what your 560 can do, just because consoles are dedicated gaming machines.
True, and optimization and
Yeah.
the split RAM, etc., etc.
Right.
And the other thing, too, is
I mean, yeah,
the PC
desktop.
port's probably not going to look graphically better than the Xbox One / PlayStation 4 either.
Don't forget about the Kinect.
Oh, yeah, the Kinect could be
What about it?
It's
Yeah,
there,
honestly, what about it?
man. It's there.
If there.
Maybe
If you're trying to figure out which one to buy it on,
I honestly
does
don't care about the
Xbox
Kinect.
I don't
have-
either.
I think it could add a lot to the next generation if utilized correctly.
Are there
Yes, but
voice
it has to be
command
done correctly.
for Watch Dogs?
There are some, I thought Forza Horizon had really good integration where you used it to control the GPS in the game. That's smart.
Smart glass?
Well, Smart Glass was also a GPS you could use in the game. Also
Aha!
But you could do voice controls. Or was it even saying it? I forget. It's been a while since I played Forza Horizon, but it was cool.
I was totally sold on the Kinect when I started using it for Skyrim.
Yeah, it's useful.
I can't imagine playing Skyrim without the Kinect now.
Fusroda!
Yeah, but there's only certain applications for Kinect. It's not the Kinect doesn't need to be applied across the board for every single game.
No, it does not.
I think there are some games that would be a mistake to include Kinect, or it wouldn't really make sense to have Kinect integration.
Although
Right.
next generation Kinect is going to be a lot smarter and more useful too than this gen.
Supposedly.
Like for
There's
Halo,
still
the
nothing-
only reason you would probably use it for Halo is if you wanted to do like a custom Spartan stance for your profile pic, maybe
Maybe
for your
they
avatar.
do squads you can control by voice. You never know.
But that's the same thing as just doing team chat.
Don't forget about that scan stuff that you could do in Anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff. That was just something special for Anniversary. That's
I can
not
always
something
see
that.
it being used to go through the menus too. Like you boot up Halo 5 and it's on the title screen and you're like, jump into the Griffball playlist, and then all of a sudden you're matchmaking in Griffball.
Yeah, but you know how fast I can do that with controller, anyways.
I don't know, the Halo
Not-
menus are pretty bad.
We should
Oh.
race.
Guys, like you need to remember back to the Microsoft press conference when they were, okay, Xbox game, instant game up. Xbox, Netflix instantly up. So hypothetically, it could be. a
Yeah,
lot quicker.
but that was all
That's just switching
pre-recorded.
apps.
That was all pre-recorded too.
And
That wasn't-
pre-recorded.
no.
That is absolutely true.
hypothetically, if it's similar, it could be very
Yes,
interesting.
but they never. It's just like when you see a platter on a menu. It never looks as good as what is on the menu.
Phil Storm has had some very bad experiences at Denny's.
That doesn't
I'm
look
just-
like eggs.
Game Dude has a really good point in the chat box. Like, what if there's like motion capture for Machinimas?
Yeah, that would work really well.
Now
That
my
would be
Spartan
amazing.
will be able to teabag at 60 frames per second the way that I tell him to.
And
Yep.
there's other little things that are cool. The fact that Kinect can do things, even currently, it can do head tracking. It's useful for driving games and can be applicable to many other games too for certain small features.
I really hope that Microsoft and Oculus Rift have some kind of partnership, because full body tracking and Oculus Rift.
Heck, can't the next Kinect, I believe, track your emotions, like if you're smiling and frowning?
Yes.
Yeah, that can be useful.
Wait, isn't the next Kinect self-aware?
Yes!
That could be useful.
No. If they push out an update, which will
Oh
make
my
it
god, that's
self-aware,
why it's connected
after
to
it
the
learns
cloud.
everything about you.
No,
That's
you
what they
can't
call it.
unplug it. No.
Kinect.
Guys, the whole reason they want the cloud is so they can build a self-aware Kinect AI that's connected to every single Xbox. We're
I guess
fucked.
that Red Ring of Death wouldn't really mean something that's wrong.
I'm
You wake up
sorry,
in the morning
Dustin.
and all your
I can't
Apple
let you do
products
that.
are smashed.
Oh boy.
Yeah, even if every game doesn't use the Kinect, I still think it's beneficial to include the Kinect with every Xbox.
because it opens more possibilities in general.
Yeah,
But it's not
Everybody's-
needed for everybody, though.
Doesn't matter.
No, but they're pushing the feature so it gets things developed. You can't push innovation without, like, Kinect
Giving
will
people
not
hard-
innovate without pushing Kinect units. It's the whole thing.
Same thing for voice chat. Like Microsoft included an Xbox 360 headset in every box.
They're not including an Xbox One headset in the box, though.
Oh, really?
That's what
Okay.
I read.
Well, they are including a Kinect, so there's your microphone.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And-
the next,
and-
So,
hopefully it's
they-
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also can't innovate if they put in a bad feature that nobody uses. Like that's no matter how out of the box it is, if no one can use it or if it's bad to use, then instead of innovating and pushing things forward, you're suddenly like playing a tug of war game and all of a sudden everyone on your team is just gone.
Well, I'm assuming that's why they made it mandatory that it has to be connected to the Xbox One to ensure that people won't throw it in their drawer and never look at it for 5 years.
Well, I'm just saying that I know that they're probably wanting, they probably see it as innovating. And I said it on one of the other shows, excuse me, that I was on here, but I'll say it again. I think the thing that can either absolutely make or absolutely break the Xbox One is the Kinect. Because like we were saying earlier, right? It's all about the experience you have with the consoles. And if the Kinect is only like a slight improvement over the Kinect that's out today, and you have to use it, and like you have to use it no matter if you want to or not, I think that it can break the Xbox One faster than the PlayStation 4 could.
I am kind of like a big Kinect supporter. Probably most of that is because I'm married to Goose, the Dance Central champion. But
hey, I'm coming for her title.
Yeah. We'll be waiting for you at PAX.
Hey, it won't be the first time that I've ever played Dance Central.
Yes, it'll be the second time.
Yep.
I actually own Dance Central, and I am awful at it. It's fun.
I think that's kind of the point of the Kinect is why a lot of people are reluctant to use it, because they see the Kinect and they think, oh, it's going to be some stupid motion thing. Like, I'm going to have to get up and dance to play Halo. Like, I'm going to have to wave my arms and not just sit on the couch with the controller. But like I said about Skyrim, my best experiences with the Kinect are just using the voice commands. And I think that is just where most of the benefit from the Kinect comes from.
Yeah, but that's a well-done application. Great, yeah, that's an application where it's done very well.
Yeah, I love the voice commands. Like, I don't know about waving in front of it or anything like that and playing a game like Halo. I don't really see much of a utility there in, like, regular gameplay, regular matchmaking. But if I can use a voice command so I don't have to dig through the menus for something, then I'd be more than happy to see that in every game.
Cal, I have to ask, what language do you do your shouts in?
Some of them I do it in the dragon language, like Fusroda, but some of them where I can't remember the dragon words, breathe fire is much easier to say.
What, look for core?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although the other things that it added features to Skyrim that weren't there before, like a lot of shortcuts you could include that you only can do by voice commands, or sorting your menus by different things, sort by price, sort by weight. Like, you can't do that in the basic game. You only can do it with the Kinect.
So that, and Dusty said it a second ago, that's one application of the Kinect, or one side to it. And I agree. I mean, I have a Kinect as well. And I didn't play a lot of Mass Effect 3, but I played a little bit of it. And the Kinect I found the Kinect to be almost essential to playing, just because I could do so much of...
oh, yeah, that's right. There are Kinect features in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah. And
there are?
Mm-hmm.
Voice
command. And it made my gaming experience way more pleasurable.
You can speak the lines of dialogue wheel, and it'll respond to it.
Well, not so much that. I mean, I had never played it before, so I had it set up to where it would auto choose that stuff for me. I know that's sacrilege to people who played the first. But
it is sacrilegious.
Yeah, but like going and like examining something, it's been a while, so I'm trying to remember everything. But just small stuff. But I there's other parts of the Kinect experience though that aren't nearly as solid as the voice stuff, and the fact that everybody has to use one. I think that's what can really, if it's done well, then I think that the Kinect is going to be like a huge advantage for the Xbox One over any other, whether it's a console or PC, because it's going to make a very, very special and unique gaming experience. But if it's done poorly, then a lot of people are going to have Xbox Ones that they're not very happy with.
Yeah,
because it's integrated so deeply. So that's the one. The Kinect is the one thing I just pray that they have it down good, and aren't happening anything in there or trying to say, oh, well, it'll be okay once we put it out and we'll just try to fix it later. Anything like that, that's what I'm worried about. I don't remember how we got on this.
I don't want to sound too Clayton-esque, but I think it depends on what your definition of use is. Like, I imagine there's going to be some games where there are Kinect features, but it's not integral to using the game. And then there are going to be other games like Dance Central where you know what you're getting into, that if you buy that game, you're going to be using the motion stuff and be on camera.
I'm not even talking game stuff. I'm talking about just using the console.
Like the Xbox Go Home stuff?
Yeah, like all the non-game stuff.
Go home, Xbox. You are drunk.
Yeah, I hope that they don't if someone wants to use their controller to scroll through the menus, I hope that is still very well done, and that option is for people who feel weirded out talking to their TV.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if they didn't have that option, given they've said you can turn off the Kinect voice functionality.
Yeah, but when I'm talking with my TV, I feel a real connection.
You feel connected.
Dun.
All right.
But just stuff like the Kinect needs to see you to know that it's you who wants to use the Xbox, and by recognizing you and your face or whatever it uses, that's how it'll log your gamer tag in. Things like that.
But still, it actually can do that already to an extent, and it is accurate. It just takes 30 seconds.
I'm just saying it better be super solid, right?
Yeah, if the Kinect gets me confused with Goose, then I'm gonna have problems.
Wait,
That would be kind of bad. Let's kind of move along to the Sony stuff. We didn't talk about everything in the Sony press conference or press briefing last time, so do want to talk about a few things in here. I don't exactly remember everything that was there, so I'm actually going off a couple of other articles, but I'm going to hit at least some of the big ones. There was a lot of announcements for the PS3.
That was the surprising one.
Yeah, a lot of people found that kind of as awkward that they're still pushing a lot of stuff for the PS3 and not as much content for the PS4. And
Microsoft kind of did too, though, didn't they, with the new Xbox 360?
No, they pushed... Whenever they did their stuff for the 360, they were talking a lot about Xbox One releases. They weren't doing a lot of old generation... I mean, yeah, they announced...
Sony's talking about games, and Microsoft released an updated console. Isn't that kind of equal the same thing?
Well, I think the Xbox One is a lot more powerful than the PS3.
Oh, well, yeah.
That means like the redesigned 3.
Yeah, the redesigned 360.
Oh, well, yeah, they announced the redesigned 360, but when it actually came to the games, they were talking about games for the Xbox One. They weren't talking about games for the Xbox 360.
Well, no, I think...
Well, they did, though. World of Tanks.
Yeah. They showed
that was the main
game.
But the majority of their
all I'm trying to
stuff...
say is it seems like both of them are still trying to push their current stuff fairly hard.
I believe the 360 redesign was just to reaffirm that they're still going to support the 360 in the future. It was something they didn't really need to do, but it's to build confidence, hypothetically.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just trying to understand what exactly you were trying to get at, because what I was saying is Sony was paying a lot more, or spent a lot more of the time in their presentation talking about PlayStation 3 supported games, where Microsoft's majority of the time in their press conference was Xbox One content.
I misheard you then. Man, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. So as far as the games coming out for they actually had some for Vita as well.
Please buy a PS Vita.
Yeah, the Vita's getting...
I'll have to take a look at some of these.
Season 1 of The Walking Dead, which I didn't get on the bandwagon of The Walking Dead. To be honest.
And I'm ashamed to admit it, but I had to stop watching it at some point during the second season because it was the only time a TV show made me upset, not like in a crying type of way, but just that feeling of dread while you're watching the show. And it's like, oh, no, I can't do this to myself anymore.
How many of you guys played the game, the Telltale game?
I can't get it to work on my computer.
Oh, do you have a tablet or phone or something? I think you even get it for your iPhone.
Okay, I'll look into it.
I played it on my iPad, and it was a really great game. You can also get it at Xbox Live Arcade, too, I think. You can download it. And the controls are very simple in that game. It's like one of those old school, most of the gameplay is talking to people type of thing.
Yeah, it's a nice PLA.
It's fully voiced, though, isn't it? Fully voiced and acted?
Yes.
Cool. I will look into that, then.
Yeah, it is really, really good. There are 5 chapters in it, and I am a little jealous that the next piece of it is going to the PlayStation first.
400 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's for the Vita, you can borrow my Vita.
Well, it is for the Vita. So.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
well there you go.
Yep. The Vita is also getting some HD remakes for God of War, Final Fantasy, Dead Nation, and Flower.
Wow.
Do people play Flower? Really?
Yeah.
I don't play any of those.
Flower was
games.
really popular.
Which
Really?
Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
All right.
Final Fantasy 15?
No, Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2.
God, there's so many of those games.
Yeah, I know. And they announced the Final Fantasy 15.
10-2.
Or no,
Yep.
14. Sorry, 14.
No, it was 15.
Was it 15?
Yeah, it was 15. They stopped development on Versus and turned it into 15, I believe.
Oh, so that's
Yeah, okay.
why the
Final
Kingdom
Fantasy
Hearts-
Versus 13, which
okay.
is now Final Fantasy 15. That's right. Yeah, so
Is-
that got
Also
announced.
Kingdom Hearts.
The guy that was doing Versus was the director of the 2 Kingdom Hearts games.
Wait, so they took Final Fantasy 13 2 and made that Final Fantasy 15. So they just added the 13.
No,
got
it's 13 Versus is different, believe it or not. And they're making 13-3.
God.
I'm so
Just crazy.
confused.
God, this is just... I swear we're doing a bit here. This all sounds made up. All of it, but it's true.
It's all true.
Wow.
Alice Pieces said in the chat, I didn't even know Final Fantasy 14 was released already.
I don't know if it actually is.
I don't think it
That's
is
the problem.
either.
It was
think
3
it's out
years
on the
ago,
PC.
but you had to have had the 5th one, and then that adds up to 15. I don't know.
I'm still confused.
Final
It was
Fantasy
released-
14 is an MMO.
September 22nd, 2010. So Final Fantasy
We got our resident research expert over here
it's the USB keyboard.
with the
PlayStation
mechanical
4, Xbox
keyboard.
One. So where does 13.1 come in?
No, no, there's no 13-1. There's
It's just 13.
Final
There's just
Fantasy
13-2.
13. There's Final Fantasy 13-2, and now they're making a Final Fantasy 13-3.
Finally, a conclusion.
I'm so
in Japan, all the numbers
confused.
are weird.
And
All
there's
the numbers
also
mix
lightning
around in Japan.
returns.
2 is actually 4 and 3 is actually 6.
And 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's Final Fantasy 2 and there's Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah, that's may as well. That's what I call Final Fantasy 13.
Which is actually his first appearance.
How many Final Fantasies have there been so far?
I'm so confused.
I don't know. This is
It's-
the 3rd Final Fantasy 13.
Is it still a video game?
I thought it was a fantasy.
I thought it was
Yeah,
just a
but
button
There's
masher.
nothing final about any of these.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Online, that makes 11. 12, 13, 13, 2, 13, Lightning Return.
Whoa.
26,
14 online,
42,
50.
74.
17? Oh no, there's all these other games. What the what? Yeah, I give up.
And then keep in mind, Final Fantasy 2, 3, and 5 were only released in Japan, and Final Fantasy 4 was released in the US as Final Fantasy 2, and Final Fantasy 6 was released in the US as Final Fantasy 3.
And then there's like Final Fantasy X-2 and Final Fantasy 12, like Revenant Wings, and
You're supposed to be using some type of ancient Japanese counting.
then there's types. And tactics. Final Fantasy Type -0.
Crystal
What?
Chronicles.
They should do counting Final Fantasy games like pre-agricultural societies, where you have Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, and Final Fantasy Many, and that's it.
Final Fantasy for it, Game Boy Advance. You know what? All right,
No, we're not leaving here till we get this.
And the thing is, none of them are connected with each other.
no.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. I'll give you a number in like 10 minutes. 14, 15.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
No, we're not going to wait. Let's see. So, more stuff for the PlayStation 3. The Last of Us?
That came out today. Or yesterday, depending on which time. Oh, wait, no.
No.
Yesterday in Europe, I guess. Yeah.
Beyond Two Souls?
Can't say I know much.
There are 47 Final Fantasy games, with not counting the compilations and collections.
Jeez, 47?
Yeah, 46. Sorry, one is canceled.
Oh,
But still,
Are you counting the expansion packs as new games? Because they may as well kind of be
yes.
sort of. Okay.
jeez. All right. Gran Turismo 6.
It's a car again.
I
Just
have.
to, for Final Fantasy, one more thing. I don't really know if we have much room to complain for the
We
Halo
can't
series.
get away from Final Fantasy.
Well, I mean, now
Alright.
that we have Halo 3, plus Halo 3 ODST, plus Halo Reach, which came out after Halo 3, but canonically takes
That's
place
only
before
8
Halo 3.
games, not 46 Halo games.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
Microsoft gets up to 40, then we can start.
Yeah. We'll get there by about 2015.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Woo.
I've never back whenever I was in high school, that's whenever the first Grand Theft Auto that was like open world and stuff came out, and all I did was just screw around in that game. Like I tried to do the missions, and I just never could, and I've never been into Grand Theft Auto, but I know that a lot of people are. I just have never been that into it. The end.
New one looks interesting in the way that the gameplay missions are so vastly different that you ultimately can pick how you kind of do the mission. You need to get this cargo that's going from point A to point B. You got to decide how you get it. Do you full on assault the truck? Do you take it before it leaves? It's interesting.
I'd probably just decide, just screw it. I'm going to go to bed.
You can't screw a truck with a bed. Wait, hold on.
Well,
can you
depends on
look that up?
I'll be right back. I need to go find a truck and a bed.
All right, cool. We can wait. We'll talk about Final
let us know how it turns out.
It went all
Oh my
right.
gosh. Oh my god. Yeah, moving on.
Moving on before we
Batman
break the
Arkham-
PG-13.
Oh gosh. Batman Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
Should
I'm
be
all
good,
about-
but it's not made by Rocksteady, which is my only worry.
And there were rumors that, oh my God, I'll never forgive myself for forgetting his name. The guy who does the voice of Batman.
Is
Kevin
not-
Conroy.
Mark
Yeah.
Hamill. Wait, no, that's
I'm Batman.
I heard a few people tell me that he's not going to be the voice of Batman, but he is. He is in that game. So,
The main voice actor is someone different, though.
main voice actor
For
who
Batman.
does. No, I heard an interview with Kevin Conroy himself saying that he's in this game.
I don't think, but there's also another Batman voice. It's really confusing.
Well, it's Origins, right? So maybe maybe they got
younger-
someone, to do the younger. I don't know.
I think they did get someone for younger Batman. Mark Hamill won't be in it as the Joker, though. He's done doing. He said he was done after Arkham Asylum, but then Arkham City was just so good he couldn't turn it down. But unless he gets something that's so amazing, he's not going to play the Joker voice again.
Like at all, or just in video games?
At all. He only takes good roles for the Joker, which is unfortunate.
Fair enough.
Because he's a very good voice actor.
Oh, yeah.
Surprisingly.
Oh, yeah, and you would never know that it's like, sometimes you can hear people who do voices and you can tell like they let it slip a little bit in the way they say a certain thing or whatever. Like, oh, yeah, I can tell who that is. But
Like
if you
Jennifer
had no
Hale
idea.
Is always femship.
Do what?
Jennifer Hale is always femship. Always. Spartan Palmer.
Oh, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. But you would, if you had no idea that was Mark Hamill,
You
would
wouldn't
never
know.
Yeah. I've been getting into Batman a lot recently. Actually started reading a few comic books, which I've never done before. So I'm
played
pumped for this
Injustice?
game. I have it. Yes, I
Such
have.
a good game.
Yes. It is. It really, really is.
I'm surprised about how good the story is. I'm not a huge fighting game person, but
I'm not either.
I love it. I love
Yep.
it.
Have you looked into the comics that were the pre?
I have not, but I feel I should.
They are really good. They are really good. They do a lot to explain the story. I'm still trying to finish the story mode, but
I'm like halfway, I think.
yeah, I think I'm not quite halfway. But yeah, that's a really fun game.
It really is.
Even if you're not a fighting game person.
All right.
I'm done.
Fair enough. I mean, that's
Final
why I have you
Fantasy
guys.
15.
That's why I have you guys on here to talk about the games that I don't play.
You should consider playing it.
I have enough games that I haven't finished yet, like Fallout 3.
Hey, you're talking to the guy that owns 120 games and has beaten half of them, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, your summer of gaming is going to be interesting.
I work too much to game.
See, I don't.
Clone yourself. Problem solved.
I don't buy games unless I definitely plan on finishing them at some point.
I plan on finishing them at some point. I just don't have a definitive schedule.
Yes,
I don't know what
on top
kind
of the
of
games that you will
games.
continue to buy.
I'm
the same way.
Okay.
I keep buying. Yeah.
Do we need to start an intervention here?
Yeah.
We might
probably.
need to. We might need to have someone come in to each of our gaming areas where we like to play, and have someone just confiscate all the games that they know we will never finish or even play, like Battlefield for me. Battlefield, the 007 Legends thing.
The what?
007? James Bond, you know James Bond?
The arcade game?
Arcade. No.
Oh,
No,
was that game a full game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was an arcade game.
And it,
when
and it
I
had
played
like
the
some
demo.
downloadable Skyfall.
Oh,
I got it
okay.
for Christmas, or not Christmas, but I got it around that time, and I was really excited about playing it. And I'd still like to play it someday. Never got around to it. I just keep playing Halo, and every once in a while Injustice. But I buy a lot more than that.
interesting.
Not really, but
No,
it's not that interesting.
it's interesting to hear what other people play.
Yeah, or what other people are putting off playing.
Or that too.
I
Let's
play
see.
Minecraft.
Yes, or Minecraft.
Yeah,
Yes, but
I see what you've done on my
procrastinating
server.
Minecraft with?
Mind crack. And then I've gotten addicted to the RUL server because you helped me out so freaking much. It's like, Rebel, can you do this? Sure. It's like, aw, I have my own guardian angel on the Radio Up Live server. Literally, he's my guardian angel on the Radio Up Live server.
He's not wrong.
I've never played Minecraft before.
Does he fly?
I do fly.
Yes, he does fly.
Oh, carry on.
I rock a handsome Jack skin.
As you do, sir. As you do.
Next on the list for the PlayStation 3 is Puppeteer.
Meh.
Yeah,
That's creepy.
Oh, that was the one with the lizard actor thing. The old man that
The
they were
lizard
showing off.
act. The Geico guy?
Yes.
Okay. Next one is Rain. Not Heavy Rain, but Rain.
I have no idea what it is.
Cricket.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So that was all, at least from the article I'm reading, that's all the ones specifically for the PlayStation 3 that they're supporting.
Let's get to the Vita.
Indie
They-
game?
We
Oh,
already
wait,
talked
no.
about the
I'm
Vita
joking.
stuff.
The what?
The Vita.
I said, yeah, let's get to the Vita. Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
I get it.
Let's see. They showed off the actual console now, and it's like a drunk Xbox One, I think is what most people were calling it.
You say
It's
a drunk?
italic.
You say drunk Xbox One?
Yeah, I thought I saw a few places where they were like drunk Xbox One because it was slanted.
Oh.
It's not slanted. The Xbox One is bold, and the PlayStation 4 is italic, and the Wii U is Comic Sans.
What? I'm gonna let that one just go.
Like
But they
if
showed-
you look at them head on, they're fonts, and the Xbox One is bold,
Okay.
because it's like a big black box, and the PlayStation 4 is italic because it's slanted, and the Wii U is just Comic Sans. Because that thing has no games.
Aww. Ouch. So the new console is supposed to be smaller than the Xbox One as well. It looks significantly smaller. The controller looks weird. But I've heard people say on Twitter that it actually feels okay.
I also saw on Twitter that the company that makes the Fusion controllers for they're the PlayStation 3 controllers, but they have the thumbsticks on the left moved like an Xbox 360 controller.
There's tons of them out there.
At least one company is making them for PS4. I'm sure
I thought you meant for the PlayStation 3. Yeah, because there's tons of them out there where you can get the Xbox thumbstick, your thumbstick situated like an Xbox controller rather than a PlayStation controller.
Totally ignore me then.
I gotta say, I'm really pleased that the controllers look. I mean, to my eye, they both look identical to the previous generation's controllers, with only very tiny changes. Like, I'm so glad we're not in the days anymore where you go to the next console and the controller is radically different and you have to learn a new setup.
Yeah, like from the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, like the Nintendo 64 controller to the GameCube controller was radically different, or, like the Genesis to the Dreamcast and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, it's nice now that the Xbox One is virtually identical to the 360 controller, and Sony hasn't changed their controller in 15 years.
Yeah, the difference is, though, they need to.
Brag.
But yeah. I hate the fact that, though, with the Xbox, there's like hardly any third-party controllers out there, and I should know because I think I have one of all of them. Like I'm always looking for the perfect controller.
There's third-party ones. They're all wired though. That doesn't bug me.
But there's like compared to the the number of third-party PlayStation controllers. It's not even close. There's so many more PlayStation ones than there are for the 360, and I can't imagine that it's going to be that much. It's going to be that different with the new generation.
Well, it's going to be even worse with the new. You know how you could get a voice communicator for the Xbox 360, a cheap one, like a GameStop brand one, if your Xbox over the ear broke?
You mean like a wired headset that plugs into your controller? Okay.
Yep, just something like that. Microsoft has now changed everything up, and presumably you're going to need a license to produce the headsets for the Xbox One. So it's going to be the same deal.
Well, you've had to have it for the 360.
Well, for the controller, certainly. That's why, and that doesn't necessarily keep, wireless third-party controllers out. In fact, there's a couple out there that are wireless, like that. Is it Daytel or something like that? Turbo Fire or something.
The issue with that, though, is Microsoft can and has in the past patched the system so they don't work. Period.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they're still using the same ways. It's the same frequency and such to connect. It's just an illegitimate way, and they can crush that.
Yeah, I got one of those controllers back when, around the time Reach came out, and it's all just super hard plastic, like even the sticks, and it's just horrible. So I never played with it again. But
yeah, well, Daytel is a crappy company.
Yes, they are.
Maybe they'll pull a Mad Catz and turn their shit around.
You just did
I
it
don't
again.
think so. No,
Maybe. I mean, I'm not really big into the whole peripheral things anyway, like the third-party controllers. I'm more of a person that goes out for the official stuff that is supported with the console.
Well, the wired stuff is still officially with the 360 officially supported.
Well, I go for for the Xbox, I would go with Microsoft specific stuff. I wouldn't go with third party. Yeah, I would go first party.
Well, and most people do. And the thing about the 360 controller, and I guess the Xbox One controller as well, it's so good that most people don't feel any need or whatever, any need to like go out and find a third-party controller because the controller is just so good.
Well, and it works with the PC.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I never really play games on my computer. I'm boring, but I I think you were actually talking about it a little while ago, Deathstorm, about how there was that ad on the Xbox dashboard for that Razer controller.
Yep.
Razer Onza Tournament Edition.
No. That one was from a couple years ago. The Razer Sabertooth.
Yeah, it was some controller.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. That's I've gotten that recently, and that's pretty cool. But like what I typically look for is stuff like programmable buttons or whatever, or like I really like that mode that some of the controllers have, where it's like a sniper mode where you hold this button down on the back of the controller, and it like brings your sensitivity down like to the point where you're moving like as far to the left as you possibly can, and your reticle's just barely moving.
Oh, you can line up your shots.
Yeah. Things like that, like things that I don't know that typically people would say, oh, that's cheating, but certainly, I like to try to find controllers that have the features that will try to give me an edge because I suck at playing. I really do. Like, I truly suck. I played with Halo Fan for Life last night. He can tell you. But yeah, the problem with a lot of the controllers that have those features is they typically are not nearly as comfortable to use as the stock ones. But I mean, I would imagine that there's not going to be that ability to have a wired controller with the new Xbox. Is that correct?
They haven't said.
I haven't seen any firm answers on it yet either.
I'd be surprised if there was.
Yeah, I would be too.
It didn't seem like there were any USB ports on the front, and there were just 2 on the back. So
that one on the top.
It'd be nice because everything that's come out about the Xbox One controller has said how good it feels. So I'd love to use it on PC.
I'm a wired person. Like, I try to go wired for everything possible. Just because of that split-second reaction that helps. Like, I would get into sword duels with people on LAN for Halo 3, and I would win most of the time because I was using a wired controller over wireless. It's just that extra split-second timing that the wired has over wireless signal.
Yeah. I use wired because that's usually all I can get with some of these controllers.
There's a couple other things from the Sony press conference. One of the things definitely being Destiny, which we covered on Monday. Unless you guys want to add your 2 cents for those who weren't. I think all you guys were here Monday except for maybe Cal.
I was here.
I was asleep.
Yeah, you were asleep.
Hey, Rebel, what do you think of Destiny?
2 thumbs up.
Yay! They also had some live demos.
Hard-hitting analysis.
The live demos for Watch Dogs, that was interesting. Did any of you guys see that?
No.
Where he was basically hopping between cameras and doing certain things. Nonetheless, it was cool. I'll say that. They also had an Assassin's Creed 4 demo. They had a couple of trailers for Infamous Second Son and then The Order 1886.
The Order 1886 looks cool.
And that's the only new exclusive they announced.
I just thought of something really interesting. I pulled out the PS4 and the Xbox One pictures. This fall is going to be the first PAX that has ever happened in between console generations.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
that's
previously we've
one
just
of the reasons why I wanted to go
games,
so badly.
But we're probably going to get to play these consoles.
I know.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Oh,
I didn't either.
I am pumped. We're gonna try and play it. We're all just gonna be in the same line.
Yeah,
we're gonna be outside. The line's gonna be that long.
Well, I guess if I'm on Enforcer shift and that's half my day, I guess I'm lining up at 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. to go try an Xbox One.
Yep.
Yikes.
Well, that certainly cuts down what I want to do in the convention. Now, you know what? There will be games there running Xbox One units that won't have giant lines.
I hope.
It might not be the games that I want to play, but at least just for the controller, I can try it out and maybe find a game that I like.
Maybe Forza? Oh, hey, what do you guys think about the force feedback on the controller? I've heard it's really cool. Things like when you're playing Forza and you're pushing down on the triggers and say the ABS kicks in and it actually kicks back on your finger. That's kind of cool.
That'd be interesting. It'd also be interesting for when you're shooting weapons like in Halo or Call of Duty or Battlefield.
Oh, yeah.
Having that force feedback
on the trigger is going to be so cool and useful.
I bet people would hate it because I know, like, for a lot of pros for MLG, they turn off the vibration.
You can probably turn it off.
So, yeah, you could probably turn it off. But, yeah, that would be really, really cool to see that force feedback. Now, granted, it's all fun and games until you actually get your hands on the controller and experience for yourself. But, yeah, it's one of those interesting things that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the whole Sony Entertainment part of their presentation?
They had to do it. They had to get it out of the way. They have Breaking Bad. They are rolling in money. Except they're not.
As we determined earlier tonight.
Yep. Mm.
Yeah, a lot of people were starting to kind of like dread Sony doing the whole copycat of Microsoft where they were focusing on entertainment.
But it's okay, because they only did it for 8 minutes as opposed to an hour.
But, I mean...
Does that mean Sony only had 8 minutes of stuff to talk about?
They didn't need to push the entertainment because the entertainment was already there, versus Microsoft trying to make their foray into entertainment.
Well, I don't know.
Sony's trying to still reach just that gamer audience specifically, where Microsoft's actually trying to reach out to that whole entertainment platform. And Microsoft, in this case, are the ones actually thinking ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I could be totally wrong because I don't own a PlayStation 3, but my impression is that the Xbox 360 is more useful, aside from a Blu-ray player, the Xbox 360 is more useful for other entertainment options than the PlayStation 3 is. Is that the sense people have?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a PlayStation 3 as well, and the Netflix experience on the Xbox is so much better than the PlayStation, and quite a few other things when it comes to social networking with people. It's a whole lot easier on the Xbox than it is the PlayStation.
There's, what, 46 apps available in the United States right now? That's a lot of entertainment.
Let's count.
That's a freaking lot.
It just reinforces my belief that if you were to take the 360 as it exists today, the kind of console Microsoft has built it up to be with all these patches and title updates and the like and all these new features they've added on the last 8 years, if you were to build a next generation Xbox 360, it would look exactly like the Xbox One. It seems to just be a smooth continuation of everything Microsoft has been building the last 8 years.
Well, now it does, seeing as how they look so close. Whoa, I'm echoing.
It looked really similar to the black Xbox and the new one.
Still looking on Craigslist to buy an Xbox 360 Slim.
Do you not have one?
No, I don't.
Really? I have two.
I mean, why would you need one if you already have a working Xbox?
Because this one sounds like a jet engine.
Oh.
You could use it as one if you make a few modifications.
Hold on. This one is actually louder than my 560 Ti at full speed. That is saying something. Because when this fan kicks up, this sounds like a tank engine.
Let's see. So let's move on to the Nintendo stuff. Or I don't know if you guys watched the Nintendo Direct stream. I didn't.
I didn't. I'm not a big Nintendo guy. Although I've played I played around a little bit with the Wii U at like not GameStop, like Best Buy or wherever. And the only two games that look like anything I'd be interested in is the Batman game, which is already I've had for a couple years now, and the new Call of Duty, Black Ops 2 or whatever. Other than that, there's like nothing out there. But have any of y'all played either the Batman or the Call of Duty one, or any game that's already out on the Wii U, because I guess what I'm getting at is I want to know what y'all thought of the way the screen works in conjunction with the games. Does that make any sense? And I know this isn't what y'all were getting at, but I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I'd like to get someone else's opinion. All right.
Nope.
Sounds good to me. All right.
I did read an interesting article today. I think it might have been on The Verge or it might have been on a different news website. It was basically a piece asking, can Mario support the Wii U all by himself? That Nintendo has so few third-party games coming out on the Wii U, and those that are ones that are better on the other consoles. But Nintendo is releasing a new Zelda game. They've got a new Mario game coming out this year. They have all their other, Donkey Kong Country, Metroid, those go-to games that they're coming out with. It's like, hey, if you've never played Mario Kart like this before, like, yes, there have been 8 Mario Kart games that have come out before. We know it's going to be good. We know it's going to be fun. We know it's going to be a fun thing to play with our friends. But can Nintendo really support a console when you pretty much only have first-party titles?
Well, they did that with the Wii.
Yeah, I was say that's the similar strategy that they used for the Wii, and the Wii turned out pretty well.
Quick question. How many of us own a Wii or a Wii U?
I do. I own a Wii.
Wii. Same.
Anyone here own a Wii U?
Oh, no.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, we might not be the target demographic.
Well, it was crazy. The Batman game. Can't remember which Arkham it was, but one of the Arkhams. Whenever they were making it for the Wii U, they added like a Wii U controller looking screen on one of Batman's wrists, and so whenever you're on the controller and you have you're not looking at the screen on the controller to actually play the game, that's where you can see your map or whatever. It was kind of cool whenever you were messing around with stuff on the screen and then you look up at the TV. Batman is actually messing around with that little screen on his wrist. So it knows that you're screwing around with the screen, and it makes Batman go down and look at his and start screwing around with his. Just it's little stuff like that kind of got me interested to see if any of y'all have had any experience with the Wii U just in general.
Yeah, I haven't touched the Wii U at all.
Okay.
So can't really answer that.
I've touched the demo unit at our store.
You what?
Was it greasy?
Demo unit at our store.
You saw that video too, huh?
Yeah.
The other thing the article I read pointed out is that the Xbox 360 is outselling the Wii U right now.
The Wii U has been selling 70,000 units worldwide. That's pretty weak.
Yeah, the Xbox 360 last month sold 260,000. So about
America.
Yeah.
Go Microsoft or go Nintendo?
See, I'm not worried about the Xbox
and
One.
those numbers are for the US only.
Who do I root for in this?
I'm not concerned about the Xbox One getting those kind of numbers, but that's when you start worrying about the viability of your console.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Although, Nintendo...
I don't know, is Nintendo going to go a Sega route where they're just going to say goodbye to the console game and start putting their games on other consoles? Because their software is outstanding. And everybody would love if we could play Mario Party or Mario Kart on your Xbox.
Oh.
Their software or their games? I think more of software is the way you interact, the menu system inside the Wii, the OS of the Wii and the Wii U.
Yeah, I was talking about their first-party games.
Okay, yeah.
What you guys are forgetting, though, is while the Wii U may be flopping, the 3DS is well on its way to becoming the best-selling system ever.
True.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a DS, but
The 3DS is selling quicker than the DS did.
I haven't really
When
felt
did
the
that
need
start?
to buy a 3DS. I've been kind of just staying back for a minute because of all the stuff I heard when it originally launched about the 3D functionality being very finicky.
Well, you're out of date now.
Apparently.
Oh, wow.
You drive a Flintstones car, too?
I drive an Avalon 04.
Oh.
Wait, is this wireless?
along with the Mario stuff, we're getting Brawl, we're getting Mario Party. Or, sorry, not Mario Party, Mario Kart and Donkey Kong. Bayonetta 2 is actually an exclusive for Nintendo.
It
for the
seems
Wii
like,
U.
They had that blue ocean strategy with the Wii. You know what I'm talking about? Like, the way they compete is by not being in the, close to the battle between Microsoft and Sony. Like, they're gonna go off on their own and, kind of create their own, part of the market. And they called it the blue ocean strategy. But anyways, and with the Wii, especially at first, that seemed to be working, until most people who were going to get one got one, and most people never really played them very much, like past a month or whatever. It seems like they tried to then re-enter the same battle, that is going on between Microsoft and Sony, and that seems like probably the wrong thing for them to have done.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get people who had bought a Wii to buy the Wii U and not necessarily to attract many new customers. But a lot of people who bought the Wii are more casual gamers who aren't interested in getting the latest and greatest technology. And if they still have fun playing their old Wii, why would they need to buy a new system?
Yeah. Yep. And the one thing I know for hardcore gamers that the Wii has that the Wii U doesn't is the backwards compatibility that we were talking about earlier with the GameCube games, and being able to play that with an actual GameCube controller on the Wii, not the Wii.
Yeah, GameCube isn't, nothing's backwards compatible on the Wii U, right?
As far as I know. I mean, yeah. I don't know about Wii games.
I don't think it does Wii backwards compatibility. I think you can download them through the Nintendo store, but I don't think you can actually play the discs.
Yeah.
So, brief coverage of the Nintendo Direct stream.
I just realized I had my microphone muted. It has full backwards compatibility.
What, the Wii U?
Yeah.
But
it boots up the Wii OS and you can play all the Wii games. It uses the same processor as the Wii, kind of. Just a triple core.
What about GameCube?
It will not play GameCube games, though.
Okay.
Of course, that's where one of the downfalls of the Wii U is. Its graphics processor is actually quite decent. Its GPU or CPU is a piece of crap because it's based off of the Wii one, which is based off of the GameCube one, which is based off of
64.
A G3
Mac.
Yeah, it's based. That's the GameCube processor.
GameCube has a. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what it's based off of. So the Wii's processors based off of the GameCube, and then the Wii U's is based again off of that. So it's just a marginally better G3, which is why it is not perfect. It's got a great GPU. If you can make the game mostly run on the GPU, you're set. The CPU is the weak point of the Wii U. And maybe if it had a little more RAM, it would do better too.
Some games might help too.
Yeah, that too.
Also, a bacon dispenser would probably drive the point home.
Do what?
A bacon dispenser.
It's not very Japanese though.
A sushi dispenser.
Well, you could still probably stick with bacon, put some chopsticks in there.
Have you ever had bacon with chopsticks?
Fantastic. You haven't lived, dare I say.
I've had shrimp wrapped wrapped in bacon on chopsticks. Does that
Did you guys remember Goose got me for our wedding anniversary last month?
Nope.
She bought me $100 worth of bacon.
What?
She went to a gourmet bacon shop online.
Oh, that's right.
And it was like a box of like chocolate bacon and then all this other cured and smoked bacon, and it is delicious.
Me and my brother were at a liquor store a while ago getting liquor for a drinking game on our show, and we literally saw a Halo bacon flavored vodka. And I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
And like the bottle even looked nice. Like it wasn't we thought it was crazy. We did not get it though.
Oh.
I think I'm going into town tomorrow, Cal, so I may have to drop by.
You'll have a bacon party.
Bacon!
It's
Bacon!
And I still owe you that check for PAX East.
I'm glad you remember. Put that money right towards RTX swag.
I was
Or
just
more
gonna,
bacon.
I was gonna bargain saying my donation for the Kickstarter would count towards it, but
Oh, right, yeah.
I'll ask Goose tomorrow.
How much did you donate?
I donated 100.
Sweet.
And we love you for it.
I put
Alright.
in 75. I bought a PAX lanyard for $75.
Yay!
Yep.
The fact that the proceeds help fund a Griffball booth did not compare to the sweet lanyard I'll be rocking all of PAX.
Well, the lanyards look even better in person than we can show in photos. They're really awesome.
Podtacular's not quite has the funds to do that kind of thing.
Podtacular lanyard?
It would be cool. I would
I'd wear it.
I would definitely make one.
We will proudly pin your button on our lanyard.
Yay!
When I have my Griffball Hub lanyard at RTX, it will have a little Podtacular button on it.
And for all of those who are sad that they're not going to be at PAX, I am thinking about getting another set of buttons to bring to PAX.
Oh man,
So
I can't wait until PAX.
And I do want to make some T-shirt designs, but I'm afraid that no one's going to buy them.
Yes, I would not put things up and try to have a store. We have a quote-unquote store at Griffball Hub, but it's not like we have a warehouse full of T-shirts. It's really we put up some designs, people buy them.
No,
and
it would
it's made.
yeah, it'd be like people can go and like buy the design off of Zazzle or something we put the storefront up there and then I can go pick a shirt and do that kind of thing.
We did that when it was only our staff that was buying T-shirts when we went to conventions, and
Yeah.
it was a year or two before people on our site started buying T-shirts themselves.
We just do staff orders.
Well,
it's easier.
well, you're supposed to be getting me one too, because I did ask Dan and
Well,
Jeff
yeah.
for an RUL shirt. So.
Special occasions. You're
So-
special.
Yay, I'm special. All right.
Can I get an RUL shirt?
Maybe.
Alright.
Slow, did I give you a Podtech shirt?
No!
Okay, I need to get your shirt size.
Alright.
Putting up live shirt seems like the kind of thing that would be shot out of a T-shirt cannon.
It kind of does.
Who's ready? Up live!
Yay!
I can only imagine Dan with a
Oh my god.
t-shirt cannon.
Oh
How
my
much is it?
gosh.
Go for headshots.
T-shirt.
Wow.
You know what? Whenever you enter high school, that seems like something every school should issue a student. Because if you had t-shirt cannons, wouldn't that kind of keep you occupied? You wouldn't try anything else more dangerous?
Right.
Just get everyone a potato gun.
You know, we need to just pitch together as a community and buy Miss Jessica Shea a t-shirt cannon.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
You-
Can I put
like it.
hashtags on it?
Yes.
Alright,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it. No, we can build our own. PopularMechanic.com has a build your own t-shirt cannon.
And present it to her at PAX.
We
He
should
didn't
totally
actually
do
search
it.
that. He just knew that from the top of his head.
You know? I am Google. Please give me your
What?
personal information. I know exactly what you've been typing in Google Doc, Dusty, and I'm very ashamed.
I don't use Google Docs.
You work for the NSA?
That's what you think. What? No.
NSA stands for No Such Agency.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
All right. I think that
Features.
wraps up everything in terms of panels and games that was covered. Unless you guys want to bring up anything else.
Well, I think it would not be fair to say that we wrapped up the Final Fantasy topic. Although I hope you have all of us on again so we can finally get this thing
Yeah.
straightened out. Because if we don't, who will?
So many.
Really.
Oh, man.
So confusing.
Podtacular episode 377, Final Fantasy game.
What's the
How
deal
many
with
are
Final
there?
Fantasy?
Oh man, there's a t-shirt Gatling gun for $4,000.
That's what we should get her.
What's the deal with Final Fantasy? It's not final, And it's not fantasy. It's steampunk.
What?
Oh my gosh.
It's a
This is
crank
a
up
preview.
yelling one.
I feel like she
Okay.
would have too much fun with that.
That's why we have to get
I think
her
that's
one.
yeah. I'm about to say, isn't that the reason why we were getting her one?
Yeah, no.
You don't want don't want her to have too much fun.
By the way,
You want her to have a safe level of fun, responsible fun.
chat, this is the t-shirt cannon that we're talking about.
Well,
It's
Yeah.
one of the t-shirt cannons. Just that whole website is...
I don't know if we would want to get one that's $1,600.
There's one for...
Yeah, we probably should go for that
$700.
$4,000 one.
Ah!
And also on that link that is the article's entitled "Microsoft Crushed Sony at E3." Scroll down a little bit, and one of the graphs, the title of it is "The Future of Gaming is Digital."
And that's what Microsoft's doing.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first.
The-
Podtacular breaking news: the future of gaming is indeed digital. Digital games.
Digital games.
Digital
Whoa.
games.
What does that mean? Does that mean all 46 Final Fantasies are going to go to the cloud?
Oh my gosh.
The cloud. That's only one Final Fantasy. That was 7.
Wow. All right.
Well, there's
Ladies and
46
gentlemen.
different types of clouds. You got
Yeah,
your thunder
right.
clouds. You got your tornado clouds.
Got your data clouds.
You got your data clouds. You got the ones that rain fire and like lava from the heavens.
No, you're thinking of one of the Final Fantasy games.
Oh, damn it!
Well, I'm going to be Mr. Rain Cloud and go ahead and close us out. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been our E3 coverage for 2013. We covered lots of different games, lots of which we didn't really dive too much into, and other ones that we were really interested in. And of course, we got on the whole console debate for probably about an hour during the show. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in for those who listened live, and for those that are downloading us on iTunes or wherever you're downloading us from. Thank you for taking the time to check us out. And we will be resuming our regularly scheduled podcast next week. So,
Before you end, Peggle 2! Alright, now end.
I actually think I'm just going to end it right
Should
there.
we just start over?
All right, guys. That was
No,
a good first run
I
through.
gotta-
Let's
I
try
gotta-
that again from the top.
I do have to properly close this out. So, big thanks again to our panelists here. We have MoltenSlowa, we have Kalbelgarion, we have Rebel Rouser, and then we have Justin Bryce. So, thank you guys for taking the time to come on, talk about some E3 stuff, and I'm sure you guys will all be back on at some point in the future.
Woo!
Yeah, we didn't screw up too badly.
Final Fantasy and puns.
Indeed. So, make sure you guys check out these guys. You guys want to plug your Twitters real quick?
At MoltenSlowa.
At Drunken Halo. That's one word.
Very nice.
Yeah, at Griffball Hub. One F in Griffball, please.
I'll plug myself at rebel_rouse and follow at Ready Up Live as well.
Yay! Ready Up Live. We love the guys at Ready Up Live.
Hashtag get VS Angel a t-shirt. Gatling gun.
We could always cheap out and get her a t-shirt slingshot.
She would have way too much fun with
or
that
a large
too.
rubber band.
That would work.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will be resuming back on Thursday for our regularly scheduled show. And for next week, we are going to have Monday Night Matchmaking on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and Wacky Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, I take that back. We're not going to be doing Wacky Wednesday. We're actually going to be doing the podcast on Wednesday because I am flying out on Thursday to San Francisco for a wedding. So we will be doing the podcast on Wednesday instead of Thursday, and there will be no Wacky Wednesday this week, but there will be Monday Night Matchmaking.
Way to end on a downer.
Woo! It's not a downer for me. I get to go to a wedding.
Oh, that's true. Those are
So, indeed. So again, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time.